Theory
and MauLer.
What's the situation?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Grift Did you never watch it?
No, I did. I just love the idea. You just hard cuts to like, hey, everybody, welcome. This is the very, very established, very typical weekly podcast we've been doing for a very long time, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, fuck it. We're ready to go.
Beautifully constructed.
Yeah, newly constructed, unscripted. Yeah, let's, what do you guys think of the new intro? So roll it again.
with Theory
And MauLer.
What's the situation?
I love how there's X-Wings and he's here a TIE Fighter.
That's like indicative of like we are true Star Wars fans.
True
we know
grifters.
exactly what they are. Yeah.
True grifters. I saw some people in the comments being like, I really don't approve you streaming with MauLer. I'm like, okay, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it happens. Like I said, it's too late for you now. You're infected with the poison of that side of the internet, I guess.
Oh God, whatever. I think if there's one thing we can kind of make known is that you can talk to everyone, and the narrative of the people who just don't understand us can remain in their little echo chamber, and that's okay.
There's memes that get made about it where it's like there's like this way they do it online now that fucking sucks, where someone will share a screenshot or a clip. It has nothing to do with what you actually think or say, and then someone else underneath it will be like, "Man, I used to love their content, but they did thing, and when they did thing, everything changed, and when thing came out, everything." And someone else is like, "I used to watch them too. I can't believe I escaped. I got out of there."
Yeah,
Oof.
their downfall is amazing.
Like they used to do this, and now they do this. One of the funniest things for me was because EFAP started reacting explicitly just to YouTube videos. That's all we ever did. And then we moved into those different kinds of things. Like we played games or do quizzes or talk about movies, break them down plot piece by piece. And we just bounced between all kinds of different kinds of episodes until eventually we'd done so many non-video reactions that when we did some more of those, there was a comment. I've saved it because I want to show my fans when I do another EFAP episode. Someone was like, "So you guys have now resorted to just reacting to videos?" It's like, this podcast has fallen so far. It's like, that's what we did for years. What do you mean?
I'm sorry, were we curing cancer before? Like,
yes.
It's just a bunch of dudes talking about stuff. Like,
it's always so dramatic.
Yeah, very dramatic, yeah. But I mean, people just want to see your downfall sometimes, but...
Yeah. I think humanity is big into redemption stories, underdog stories, and downfalls.
But hey, just like you said, redemption. I mean, if we do have a downfall, then there's only one way to go, is up. So
yeah, we'll start that arc.
Good.
Why not?
Yeah. So
either way, cycle the arcs down and up and down.
It's what you have to do. It's entertainment. WWE, baby.
Just like Anakin.
All right. So we don't have too much to talk about this week in Star Wars. As you know, it's probably going to be dead for... I'd say probably till the new year, till January hits. I think that's...
I thought you were going to say until Disney sells it, but
sucks
New Year.
Well, dude, yeah, I was saying behind the stream, it's weird they haven't announced anything yet. Like, we had the strikes, but we have zero announcement now that everything's over. We have nothing coming out. Like, we know that there's 4 pieces of media coming next year. We have Bad Batch, we have Tales of the Jedi, which you gotta watch. What's the other one? Acolyte, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew, yeah.
Well, 5, we have that game, but I don't really think too many people are excited about it.
Well,
and it's give us some dates.
Well, I saw you talking about Rebel Moon, right? Are you somewhat revved for that?
I was, and then I saw the trailer, and I was just, I don't know, didn't know what to really think of it, to be honest. I wasn't really too hyped.
I am not ever hyped about a Zack Snyder project. I assume that you have a higher view of him than I do. No,
I really like Man of Steel. That was
really okay.
Yeah.
What about Batman vs Superman then?
Nah, not the biggest fan of that.
Well,
it was okay.
What about Snyder Cut?
It was fine, but I think it was just all a bunch of mishmash. I feel like there's just he has so many characters, and it's almost like he can't really focus on just one.
Yeah. That's
You know,
that'd be one of the problems, I think. But I did a big old video on that one. I thought Snyder Cut was awful. That's the thing. I was always willing like to give him a chance, but at this point, I'm looking at it and it's like, how has he been given this many chances? It's ridiculous. Like his movies don't do anywhere near as well as what the studio would want, but Netflix really believe in him, and so I guess this Rebel Moon, I don't know what result they're hoping for, but I'm not sure they're going to get it.
it comes out in a few days.
Yeah, I've already seen obviously reviews are pouring in. We're getting different kinds of results from everybody. I'll be curious to check it out, see what it looks like.
Yeah,
but yeah, you know, it's going to be a new Star Wars, which is like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, just like Ryan Johnson said, Last Jedi is going to have a bigger reveal than I'm Your Father.
Ugh.
Right.
Maybe you
Remember
could
that?
say it bigger than that because it destroyed the whole franchise. I don't know. Maybe.
Like, I wonder what he was talking about. Was it just Snoke dying? Like, oh no.
Maybe no. I think it would be Rey's
Luke
parents,
died.
right? Remember, we don't care much about that, but he might. I don't know.
God. Yeah.
Well,
Did you see the
maybe he's
new-
talking about the broom kid. Fuck, what was
I
it?
don't
Broom
know.
boy.
Luke dying, I don't know.
Oh, Luke. Nah, that's a footnote. Who cares about that?
Did you see what JJ had to say recently about, or what happened with JJ? What Adam Driver said over last week about how Kylo, the information regarding Kylo, how it was
you know,
completely
talking about like
changed in Last
Oh
Jedi.
well, yeah. Well, the thing is, that's one of the things I've come across in my videos is like the nature of Kylo Ren. You can tell from the films that he's getting pulled all over the place in terms of like creative ideas, and I think a lot of people sort of reintegrated that into the perspective of the character itself. They were like, "Oh, you see, it's he's complicated. He's getting pulled from the dark to the light to the." And you're just like, "No, I think they have no idea what they're doing with him." That's what's actually
Literally.
happening.
Yeah. Did you see that interview?
I've been told about it. I was actually going to say I could have sworn it's like, did you tell me about it or someone else? Either way, yeah.
Someone else. Yeah.
That he was going to be the opposite of Anakin's arc, right? That was the idea.
Yeah, I could pull it up. Yeah. The opposite of Anakin's arc, but from the beginning, he was supposed to fall further and further into the dark side.
Right.
And when he was playing that way in episode 7, and then episode 8, he was still trying to lean into it, but Ryan came along and completely changed it. And then episode 9, at the last minute, they changed the fact that he became Ben Solo. There were never supposed to be Ben Solo. I think that would have been much more interesting if he had just continued to go further yonder into the dark.
I suppose that's the crazy thing is like, if you ask anybody, what would you have done from The Force Awakens onward, you get a different answer every time because it really can go in all kinds of directions in, let's say, good ways. Like there's plenty of things you could have done.
Right.
But we got one of the worst timelines. It was impressive.
Yeah. Jeez. But I mean, that's why I'm happy about that Dave Filoni movie is because it's literally, I know you're not into it, but it's literally going to be the new sequel trilogy. Because you can't really call this, you can't call the sequel trilogy anymore once that movie is out because that's going to be the first one.
It's gonna get weird for the naming. I mean, you say that, but like it's so ingrained at this point. Everyone calls the sequel trilogy in the same way that if they made more prequels, nobody's calling that the prequel trilogy, like a new trilogy that comes out.
Well, in my mind, it's gonna be. Before we get on to the next topic, guys, thanks so much for the super chats and the memberships. MauLer and I, for these shows, will now be sharing super chats. So, yeah, throw in your questions, throw in your super chats, throw in your donations, and we will use the funds for our respective channels for all of our projects.
To grift the stars.
Grift the stars. It's what we do best. Star Grift. I called it Grift Wars on Twitter, and I completely fucked up the name.
I saw that. I was like, did he forget?
It was like 4 a.m. when I made that tweet. I was like, oh, shit. Wait, that's not it.
Grift I will say, though, when I saw it, I was like, Grift Wars. I mean, Stargrift, Agrift, they're both good names. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Stargrift's better. I don't even know who came up with it. There was one guy, so we have to give him credit eventually.
Well, that's the thing, man. Gary from Nerdrotica said this before, and I will as well. Chat ended up naming a lot of the podcasts I've ever been a part of because chat, it's a lot of brains, and they come up with some fun stuff.
Yeah.
The EFAP podcast was named from somebody in chat. We had like finalizing 5 of the top voted things, and then through democracy, we let chat decide, and they went with EFAP.
What does EFAP mean? Like internet fapping?
You could interpret it that way if you want. The acronym is every frame of pause. The idea is we talk forever, and we'll pause every frame and we'll go over everything.
Okay. Yeah. I literally was like, are these guys just jerking off to like online? It was like EFAP. Okay. It's like
Only YouTube
email.
would let us do that, but hey.
I don't know, man. Now Twitch is allowing nudity, so YouTube
Oh,
might be next.
that was hilarious, right? That they're like, let us welcome this new form. Oh, no. Like poured in the next
Form
day.
Art. Yeah.
Every piece of coverage I've seen about it, everyone says, like, what the fuck was Twitch doing? Being like, here are new rules for how you're allowed to have nudity. And then, of course, everyone exploits the rules immediately.
Yeah.
And then Twitch are like, no, stop, no nudity. And they've like temp banned a whole bunch of channels. Twitch are retarded. They have been since the get-go.
I saw they banned that one girl, but they've actually banned channels now for showing. It's like you said you could show nudity.
I don't know if they've gone any further than like temp bans. They tend to just do that for everybody in different ways.
Oh my God.
Even that girl got a temp ban. I think it's just like, it's a way of them looking like they're doing something, but not having any permanent repercussions.
Oh my God, dude.
But man, over the years they've made some incredible decisions that just keep destroying their own platform, and they can't afford to do this anymore. There's so many other streamers, obviously YouTube, but you have like other ones that are just sitting there ready for people to join and be a part of. I was listening to someone break it down, and apparently, like Kick and Rumble, they're not tiny. Like they've actually done damage to like Twitch's ability to control the market share. But once upon a time, Twitch was the streaming site. That was that. But at this point, it's like the one that everyone kind of laughs at. And it's like, yeah, good for you. Keep going there. Keep trucking along.
I would love for YouTube to absolutely take over in all of those spaces.
YouTube's obviously my preference, though I still hate them every once in a while for some of the decisions they make for UI and everything. It's that meme of every time they update the UI, it's just distinctly worse than what it was. Do you remember, like, because you've been on YouTube for at least somewhat of a decent time, like, the amount of customization you used to have for your own channel?
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah.
Most people don't even know about it anymore because it's been so long.
Dude, I've been watching YouTube since before banners existed.
It was no, I remember the change, and when it was like the whole page has now just been reduced to you can change things in the banner, and it was like, okay, that sucks.
Yeah,
like more control, I suppose.
I know, but they're now rolling out more stuff with the live features and all that, so they're trying to, I think, probably make a mark with everything that they're doing.
They do make changes every once in a while. I'm like, oh, nice, that's a good change. You listened. That's great. I don't know if Twitch have ever done that. So
yeah, probably not. But well, we'll see what happens.
You
want to talk about Rebel Moon?
Sure. So like there's some.
What's it even about?
I don't know. The only thing I know is that Anthony Hopkins does the voice of a robot or something in it. So I was like, okay, that sounds like fun. Yeah, I like him. So yeah.
I like
but I'm like, it was so funny because I've made so many videos about how Marvel is like falling apart, right? And I did that Snyder Cut video, and I got several posts on Twitter being like, "Fucking hate Marvel fanboys talking about DC." I was like, "What the hell?" Definitely not one of those. It's I know, right? Yeah. Well, we can talk about that next if you want. But with Rebel Moon, like the trailer, I was severely, maybe the word would be whelmed.
Yeah.
I was like, very well, that's what's happening. All right. Obviously, it's going to come down to the writing for me, but I don't even know that we're going to be. I mean, I've never considered Zack Snyder that reliable on that front.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not crazy familiar with his movies. I think I've seen most of them, like 300 and
Watchmen.
Yeah, I saw Watchmen. They're good. I just feel like there's always so much going on. One thing I really liked about The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's movies, is that he will have so many different characters on screen, but he really knows how to own in on that one main character. I really focus on them. And I almost feel like with Zack Snyder stuff, I don't want to say there's too much going on, but it almost sometimes feels that way. I like his movies, but
considering what was Snyder Cut, 4 hours,
something like that.
So yeah, you could intuitively say that there's a hell of a lot going on. Again, I would half recommend my video here if you want to know my full opinion on it, because as far as I was concerned, I don't know if you know, do you know about the production between like Justice League and Snyder Cut?
No.
So like Zach was, I think, halfway through filming something like that, and through unfortunate circumstances, he was off the project, and they brought in Joss Whedon to finish it. Give him a mandate that the film couldn't be more than 2 hours long, but he did get to do reshoots. And if you watch the film Justice League, it's not only a sickly film, like the color grading is horrific. There's loads of injections of comedy because Marvel was doing really well, obviously, at that point, and they were like, "We got to copy him. We can't be the sad, depressing." Version where dark things happen, even though people are more than happy for DC to be dark and be successful. Obviously, as you know, it's not about being dark or being funny. It's about being fucking good.
Right.
So, you get that, and Justice League was hideous and awful. And then, eventually when Zach gets a chance to finish the film the way that he wanted and fully edit it, but there was an unfortunate nature of like based on what I saw, and we went pretty hardcore into the details between me and my friends, and I think he made that film as long as he possibly could. There's so much fat in it. There's so much walking around. There's so much like nothing. The one that was big for me is that it's a really funny comparison. The Justice League are at the bottom of a staircase, and Joss cuts it so that they're at the top, and that's that. You see them at the bottom, and we cut to the top, and that's when. But Zach shows us them going up the stairs. It's just like this scene where they're just slowly walking up the stairs. It's like maybe you could cut that. Maybe cutting that is a good idea. And I will say that's one of the coolest things to watch the difference between the two editors with that movie. You know what I mean? And like the different things you can figure out what they're interested in doing.
I haven't sat there and actually gone through both of them.
My video does it if you're interested, though. My perspective is that they both suck balls as movies.
I didn't mind the cut. I didn't mind the Zack Snyder cut. I didn't like the original or whatever the short one. Let me address this. So our super chats are flashing for less than a second while they talk more about Zack Snyder. No, so if you're new to the channel, then you don't understand or you're not experienced with how the super chats here work. I'm just mainly highlighting you guys while we keep talking to let you know that I see it and I acknowledge it, and thank you, and that we're gonna read it afterwards after we finish our talking. So yeah, we appreciate the super chats. No, I'm not ignoring them. It's just showing that I see you, and I will definitely read it later once we're done our conversation. So yeah. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I like the Zack Snyder one. It was good.
Well, I'm glad you did. I thought it was a fucking funny mess, but that's what. That's
what I wanted to see more of was the not the prequel, but like when there was that flashback where it was like the gods fighting.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
They had to get Darkseid out of Earth before he found the anti-life equation, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be sweet.
I mean, the thing is, DC's got so much incredible stuff to work with, and Zack had Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and the Snyder Cut. And as far as I'm concerned, like that was very little was drawn out of what is an amazing bit of source material.
Yeah.
And the really sad part is that I really like the casting. Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. I thought Batman and Superman, they were top notch.
I think the casting is great for sure. I think Batman, Superman. Did you like Batman, Superman?
Batman vs. No. So this is the thing. I don't like anything from Zack Snyder except Watchmen, and as far as I'm concerned, that's because of the source material that he was adapting. Is why I like the film. But at the same time, I think he has a good eye. I quite like a lot of his cinematography.
Yeah.
And I like how much he'll adapt images from the source, but I hate his writing a lot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, he writes for Star Wars next.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh,
people always ask me that. They're like, "Well, what would you prefer?"
I gotta highlight this guy, Simon Davies. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I did block you on X, and I don't really block too many people, but you weren't really adding any substance to your tweets anymore. It wasn't really constructive criticism. It was mainly just lying, grifting, bashing, and trying to push a narrative according to your agenda about me, which is not accurate at all. And so you were making some views off of my name, and so I blocked you. And so now I'm going to block you in here too.
Oh.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I was getting people to be like, who'd you rather take over Star Wars? Zack Snyder, Rian Johnson, or J.J. Abrams? I was like, why are you asking me this? Like, why? I don't even... Why do I always have to have all the worst? Like,
I'm pretty sure Rian Johnson's out completely.
No. He's got a trilogy coming, don't you know? I've heard about this every month. Everyone keeps talking about this wonderful trilogy that's on the way.
He's out, dude. He's so
No,
out.
of course he's out. When they announced his deal with Netflix, he was making Knives Out and Glass Onion and this third one that's coming. Everyone had the normal opinion. It was like, no way he's doing Star Wars and a trilogy of movies on Netflix. That's not happening. You don't do 2 trilogies at the same time. I know that they're only a trilogy in the sense of they bound by a character that appears in all 3 of them, but no way he's working on a fucking Star Wars trilogy and he's doing Netflix movies, 1 per 2 years or whatever. It's not happening.
Yeah, I know. Well, he just got paid a couple $100 million for that, so that's great.
Wait, for
Onion
Star
or
Wars?
whatever. No, Onion.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you've seen those movies, but I hate them as well.
I saw the first one. I really didn't like it, but I went into it really wanting to like it because I like those kind of movies. But
I was told like it's evidence that Ryan is great when he's on his own instead of doing someone else's material.
No,
I don't buy that at all.
dude, he literally let spoilers anybody who hasn't seen Knives Out, but he literally let out the like who it was at the beginning.
You can make a story work like that. It's not impossible. It's just that nothing in Knives Out makes any sense. It's all contradictory bullshit. But like it's. And don't worry, I promise you, we will come across a franchise or a movie that I will say I like. It's going to happen any second now. Yeah, I said I like watching them.
Is there a movie that you really like?
Like any movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I told you last week, right? I was working on a Lord of the Rings thing. Lord of the Rings trilogy is easily one of the it is the greatest trilogy of all time. It's fucking mind blowing what they did with what's in there. But it's one of my favorite stories ever told as well.
Mm.
Your mic's quieter than mine.
Yeah, I keep hearing that a lot, but it's only on StreamYards. What are you using? Are you using a?
I think we got the same mic. It's the Shure. I forget the numbers.
Yeah, but
that's the one. Yeah,
mine's going through a Go XLR. Automatically adjust mic volume. Hold on, let me change this. Is it any better? Is it?
I mean, you guys watch them. You sound fine to me.
Is it loud? Chad, is it better now?
Sounds a bit louder, yeah.
A bit louder. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and recently, like I can't remember if we talked about it, but like The Killer came out. That's my favorite movie of the year. I think I'm gonna love. He knows you've been talking shit.
I love that. Could someone please make that a Christmas song? Oh man, damn.
And yeah, you know all the stuff you'd expect, right? It's like, oh, do you like The Matrix? Like, yeah. Like, fucking, just Aliens, Terminator, Predator. I love all these things. They're like my favorite movies. They're why I like movies.
Best movie for me would be The Last Samurai, Gladiator, Troy.
All right.
Are we on the same page?
I like all of them. Okay. I don't know if I'm trying to think of which I think is like the best. Probably it would be between Gladiator and Last Samurai, I think. I fucking love Austin Powers passionately.
The best. Well, he's gonna make the next one now.
Wait, he is?
Yeah. Mike
Myers?
Yeah, Austin Powers 4.
I mean, I'll give it a chance, but
you can't release those movies these days, though.
No, you can't.
Get canceled.
I actually watched them semi recently and still lost my shit laughing at them. They are beautiful little capsules of early 2000s, late 90s stuff. Funny as fuck.
Yes. As of August 7th, 2023, Austin Powers 4 is still in development, and Mike Myers has expressed interest in making another movie in the franchise. The timing is perfect for Austin Powers 4, as spy movies are experiencing a resurgence in popularity. The storyline for Austin Powers 4 is expected to focus on Dr. Evil.
I mean, hey, like I said, I give them a chance, but they were made in a very particular time. I love all 3 of the originals. I don't know that we can replicate it, but hey, give it a shot, eh?
No, you can't replicate it, but you can adapt to today's time, and maybe something will come out. We'll see. Yeah, keep sending your super chats, guys. We'll read them in just a little bit once we end our conversation, wherever it's going.
Wherever it's going. Well,
right,
I mean, it could be mentioned. We got the news about Jonathan Majors, which is I'm not sure how familiar you are, but that's been something that Marvel fans have been keeping a really close eye on because he's they put all of their, so to speak, like they gambled a lot on him. he was going to be the next Thanos. He was going to be the one that all the plot lines move around. It would be the equivalent of like setting up a huge villain for Star Wars, like a Thrawn, and all other stories have mentioned him, and then obviously gets fired. Now, this is a media podcast, so of course anyone who's listening is like, wow, do you not care about the people involved in the lives? It's like, no, we're talking about the media implications. Like, I understand that it's a, I don't know enough about the court case, but it would suck for, obviously, not only his own life is essentially over in terms of a movie career, but also the people who got hurt, presumably left, right, and center. I have no idea. I've not really looked into it. All I know is that the second he was found guilty, it's like Disney announced like he's fired. Like,
dude, yeah, I see it now. He's Marvel fired him, Disney fired him, career's over.
Yeah, which you know, as for how Marvel stories are going anyway, he just got set up as being the most important character. He's everywhere, and everyone's gonna have to deal with him. And so now they're gonna have to find a way to flush him out completely or recast him. It's gonna be a complete mess.
I know, dude. Well, you can always do Twitch.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, he actually
Seriously,
probably could. If he set up like any kind of YouTube channel or Twitch channel, he'd probably be hyper successful.
Yep. Yeah, he'd do just fine.
Though I don't know what actors typically do when dealing with a situation like this. Do they try and make it work, or do they just try and maybe, I don't know, like, they wouldn't like do a retail job, right? They'd probably try and find a way to get back into acting, I assume, especially if they're young.
Especially if he's that, already gotten those few big roles.
Yeah.
It's probably going to take him a few years. He would just have to win over the public.
He would need to do a really good performance in something after a few years of being gone.
No, I think he'd just have to really work on his social media presence.
I mean, that, especially if he was to push that he was
likable.
innocent and it was like a kangaroo court sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's, I don't know what it means going forward. They're probably going to, as some people are already talking about, Doctor Doom might be something they focus on because they're doing Fantastic Four. They've cast that now, so bring in a new villain. But yeah, just an absolute shambles, and that's not going to help. Yeah, Doctor Doom is...
Yeah, like, just bring in Doom.
Well, it would be like, genuinely, if Thrawn were in the end of like the Mando seasons, he's in Ahsoka, he's in the new Rey movie, and then he gets fucking fired. Be like, now what? It's like, I don't know, bring in fucking bring in someone else.
Want to see Mace back in Star Wars? Yeah, absolutely. Allison Mack got out of prison this year. She was in prison that long.
Oh yeah, you know about that, right?
Something about it. Yeah, I don't even know what we can talk about on YouTube.
That cult shit is absolutely ridiculous. I watched I think it was an Amazon documentary on it. Fucking crazy, man.
You'd never think that she
No.
Yeah, weird.
And that's how they get them, right? You like incorporate a bunch of girls who would then incorporate more people, convince them it's like their whole world and everything. It's all down to the branding, man.
It's horrible.
No, yeah. Who's Allison Mack? The short version is that she helped control a cult that brought in people and let's just say abused them, and they got found out, and she went to jail. Yep. But she rolled over on the leader. I forget the name of the guy. Something Keith something, and I think she got a reduced sentence because she gave him up completely.
Well,
it's bloody crazy. Smallville girl, yeah. She was super cute in there, and
she was, man. I was like, oh, I remember being a teenager, and I was like, oh, she's really cute
and normal, and you'd expect that she'd probably have a career going forward after Smallville, and then you look into it and you're like, she's in prison, why? And then you're like, oh,
and you're like, oh, what? Okay, that's strange.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, can't always trust looks.
Yeah, if you want to make things like that work that way, there you go.
Jeez.
It's funny, by the way. We started this stream. A lot of this stuff that I was interested in talking about, I literally found out about like an hour ago. Because there's that. Then there's the Suicide Squad information. I don't know if you've heard about this. The leaks for the new game.
No, tell me, because I'm out of the loop with Marvel and stuff.
Also, chat, you're gonna have to help me out with this, because this is what I know: is that you have the Arkham games, right? Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. Yeah. Very beloved by fans.
Right.
I remember playing them when they came out. They're fucking badass games.
Yeah.
And apparently, is it Rocksteady? They're making Suicide Squad games. I think it's called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or something like that. So it's like, oh, this will be kind of fun. Let's see what this is about. And what's been leaked is Harley Quinn executing Batman. And DC fans are not fucking happy. And Origins,
Yeah,
yeah, sorry.
Batman fans wouldn't be happy, man. Are you? What do you mean she's executing him? Like actually killing him?
Well, so this is
He's
where it gets
dead?
complicated because, like, I didn't know what the premise of the game was. Was it that they are going to kill the whole Justice League? Because in that case, I guess they do kill Batman. But like this getting leaked has pissed everyone off because apparently Batman becomes evil because he's been brainwashed by Brainiac, and then they've tied him up and she shoots him in the head.
Okay, cool.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Why? What do you think fans are going to think about this? And I don't know how familiar you are, but like getting flashbacks to The Last of Us 2, everyone is. It's like, oh no.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
makes memes about that. Whenever there's a new iteration of anything, it's they're going to get golf clubbed by like the most lame character in the whole fucking universe.
Just some chick.
Yeah, it's
It's like a masculine character, just like some chick comes along, you're dead, bashes brains in. I wanted to ask you about that with Last of Us 2. So now that the first season was popular, the second one is going to be an adaptation of season 2 of the second game.
So funny enough, right, when the first season was rolling out, a lot of people were like, are they going to adapt faithfully or not? Because they're going to have to. I don't know how much you know about this, but like when the second game came out, they essentially retconned a couple of the events of the first game to make the second game be able to judge Joel harshly. Like it doesn't work as well. It would be like if someone was to look back on the OT and be like, Luke was kind of a vicious, selfish prick. He would just kill people that were in his way. He would wipe out all these innocent workers on space stations without giving a shit.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there like, what are you talking about? That's not what happened at all.
It's like in Karate Kid with Johnny Lawrence being the protagonist and Daniel being the antagonist. Did you ever see
there's
this?
so many. Well, I was going to say that sounds familiar. There's a couple
Do you like the Karate Kid?
Oh, I loved it when I saw it, but it's been a long time. I haven't seen it in a while.
And all that. Have you seen Cobra Kai?
I've had it recommended by a Critical Drinker a million times. I need to see it.
Oh, dude. Okay. Anyways, please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
So there's that angle, right, where they like retconning it. And so when the season 1 was coming out as an adaptation, people assumed that they would change the story from The Last of Us game 1 in season 1 to better represent season 2 or part 2.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, and you can see this on the MauLer channel, we were covering the finale, and we were fucking on the edge of our seat, like they're gonna fuck it up, they're gonna change things, they're gonna make it so Joel was a bad guy, they're gonna do it. But they mostly kept it the same. Right. And like he's completely justified in the decision he makes at the end of the game. Again, I don't know how familiar you are, but that's the big contention with fans is like in the second game they recontextualize it and they make it so that he's spineless. Basically, he doesn't defend the decision he made to essentially save what was his daughter from people trying to carve her up to create a vaccine very haphazardly for a world that was completely destroyed. Like a vaccine doesn't fix the world, Right. So you have all that, and now people are like, well, what's season 2 gonna do? And right now, we're not entirely sure based on the comments. You've had the creators say stuff like, we're going to adapt it faithfully. Of course we are. And then other comments like, well, we're going to, if we did it faithfully, Joel is going to be in it for like fucking 5 minutes. So probably going to, stretch a few things. And it's like, what are you going to stretch? What are you going to change?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And Pedro Pascal right now is pretty popular. Apparently he's a draw of somewhat. You got a couple of projects that he keeps getting involved with. He's been cast as Reed Richards, actually, as far as I know.
Oh, really?
So I don't know that they'd want to drop him in just a half episode, considering I think he's, one of the, like him as Joel, it's not something that a lot of fans like, but at the same time, a lot of fans do like him. He's a bit different from the game, but at the same time, like I just don't think they're going to kill him in the first 5 minutes of episode 1. I think that they're probably going to drag things out a bit more. So it'll be interesting to see what decisions they make, because The Last of Us 2 was written like shit. I don't know that they'd want to adapt that faithfully in the show. So we'll have to see how that goes.
I see. Yeah, because I really don't think that'll go too well with people. I think they'll be pretty pissed, especially considering a lot of them like the first one. And a lot of them really like Joel. I mean, imagine now they're going to have to kill him. Well,
dude, I love Joel. He was an awesome character. It was rough watching
I was very, very big on the games. I played the first game when it first came out. I remember I was living in this little apartment in North Van at the time. At like I was like 22 or something, and the game just came out on PS4, I think it was, or and dude, it was so cool. It was so good, so different. And then the second one came out, and I was so excited for that. And it was shit. I'm like, right in the beginning, all of a sudden, he's just dead. I'm like, what is this? There's no way.
that was such a crazy cultural moment as well. I'd heard so much about it before playing it, and I was like, I'm still gonna give it a chance. Still gonna give it a chance. My stream is still findable from when I was playing the game. When he gets killed, and like the 10 minutes after that, I'm mostly really quiet, and then I'm just like wandering around in circles thinking about things. Why did they do this?
Like, I was like, is this fire? Are you really? Did you guys just really bash his brains in with a club, with a freaking golf club?
Yeah, with a character nobody fucking knows or cares about, and then they make you play as her for like 16 hours.
Overly aggressive, masculine, like just shit character. Can you? I gotta take this for a sec. It might be. Can you handle chat for a minute? Right.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, just me now. Happens every once in a while on one of the many podcasts I'm a part of. How you guys doing? Naughty Dog tried to take down Jeremy and Az for shitting on The Last of Us 2. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It was like copyright attempts through coverage of the leaks, I think, right? Because that's the thing. I heard about the leaks, and then I heard like the sort of general of what's happened, and I remember not really believing it quite. But what was really cool was seeing the memes, like the strangling and the punching and stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. The images, the really funny ones, and then you get to see the context for how they happened, and that was fucking even funnier seeing it in the game. Like, because the leaks for The Last of Us 2 were huge, and I'm pretty sure like the core of the leaks for that were basically just the people who were working on the game fucking hated what they were doing, or at least a lot of them did. Can you imagine that? Working on a project with a bunch of people that you really believe in, and then they leak it because they fucking hate what you've done to the character you're supposed to be taking care of. You're like, damn, dude, I must have pissed off the fans somewhat.
Yeah, people just kind of, no one's got integrity anymore. Even if you're working for something, they just kind of take everything and make it their own. People are very entitled today. Very, very entitled.
That'll be Drinker's point of view on exactly what's wrong with like all of adaptation and sequels right now, is that nobody wants to, understand the work they have and then move it forward on its own terms. Instead, they want to be like, yeah, but I want to tell a story about how Joel is a piece of shit that deserves to be killed with a golf club. You're like, okay. Even though Neil Druckmann was, of course, very involved with the first one.
Yeah, it's like, why would you want to do that? Like, how is that progressing the story in any sort of way whatsoever? But wow, Sonny, thank you for the very big super chat. We appreciate it.
I give it
we'll start reading super chats in a little bit, guys. What's that?
Yeah. I said I tried to give The Last of Us 2 as a fair shot as I could. I try to do this with anything that comes out, but you know what I mean? Like, if Rian Johnson comes back to make his new movie and he says he can't wait to kill more Star Wars characters, especially ones people love, I would still be like, I'm still going to give it a chance, okay? Still going to see what he does. Wouldn't have a lot of hope,
Yeah, well, but it's just, I was reading some article the other day of all the canceled Star Wars projects. Let me see if I can bring that up even.
Oh, God. The graveyard.
There were a lot, man. There were a lot.
That's practically another
every
thing.
every unmade and canceled Star Wars movie and TV show. And why they didn't happen. Okay, we got... Well, they're really starting from the top here, I guess. George Lucas episode 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, those definitely gone now.
Colin Trevorrow's episode 9, Duel of the Fates. The original Star Wars prequels. What are they on about? Anyways, Boba Fett's solo Star Wars movie. Where we had two different directors that were supposed to make that. Mos Eisley.
Yeah, Mangold was on for that at one point, right?
Yeah,
made the new Indiana Jones.
They were really going to do Splinter of the Mind's Eye. Did you ever read the book?
No.
Okay, right. So it was supposed to be literally right after A New Hope. And there was this one part in particular where there's this crystal that magnifies your force powers, and Vader gets a hold of it and he starts shooting force lightning.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty sick.
So be careful, though. He's a robot. If he shoots lightning, he might electrocute himself.
He didn't care. He became ridiculously powerful. It was like the Power Stone. David Benioff and DB Weiss Star Wars trilogy. You guys remember that one?
Fucking hell. They killed Game of Thrones for that.
Dude, literally.
They never made it.
I know, and then they never made it. Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron.
Well,
Kevin Feige Star Wars movie. Damon Lindelof's Rey Skywalker film, which is now Charmin Obeid Chinoy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Guillermo del Toro's The Rise and Fall of Jabba the Hutt, which I think would have been freaking awesome.
I was gonna say I'd watch the hell out of that.
Like a gangster crime movie.
You know that Guillermo would love to make a big old Jabba that, like, really impressive animatronics, sort of thing.
Dude, Star Wars Underworld was a show. Rangers of the New Republic with Gina.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a droid movie. Oh man, it was just.
So the thing is, it's just evident of what we already know, which is they have no idea what to do with Star Wars. They're scattershot.
They don't.
Was there ever a Kenobi movie? Because I know that the Boba Fett film got turned into the Boba Fett show, right? Yeah,
we were supposed to have a trilogy.
Yeah. Okay, that which would have been. I was about to say a way better idea, but of course, if it was made with the same fucking sensibilities that TV show was, it'd be like, oh.
No, it was supposed to be somebody else that directed it actually, and wrote it. It wasn't Joby. I don't even know who Joby Harold is, man. He completely fucked up everything. It was someone else, but I remember Ewan talking about it to Collider, and he was mentioning how it was supposed to be there was a trilogy. They were going to make a bunch of movies.
Oh, well.
The Boba Fett movie, Star Wars Detours. What the heck is this? Episode 9. David Lindelof, Kevin Feige, Rogue Squadron, Ryan Johnson's trilogy. Glad we didn't get that shit. Fuck. Horrible. But I particularly would have been the most excited of all of those for the Boba Fett movie.
There's so much potential. It's so easy to make something
Especially
that would be really fucking awesome for fans.
James Mangold, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I think. Why do you think they're doing this? Yeah, that's my question. Is why are they literally taking everything and just diluting it down and making it such boring dribble, and they're making all the male characters these little bitches?
Wait, you talking about Star Wars? Or you talking about everything?
Oh, let's talk about Star Wars mainly. But I mean,
yeah. Okay. Well, it was funny. We had someone on EFAP once who was covering a friend of mine's statements about like the state of characters in Star Wars or whatever else, and he was like, how many of those have actually happened though? Like for real, isn't it an over exaggeration? And it was like, well, have you? I can't remember if I talked to you about Secret Invasion. It's one of the most fascinating examples of this weird shit that's happening.
Remind me that's Marvel, right?
Yeah, it's one of the newer Marvel shows. I'm assuming you know Nick Fury somewhat, right?
Yeah.
So like to take him from Avengers 2012, he's like the guy who organized a lot of shit. He's the connection the Avengers have to the government, stuff. And they give him his little moment when a bunch of mercenaries break into the helicarrier. He gets to kill a couple of them. It's like, yeah, he gets to be, even though he's pretty old, he gets to show off he was a spy or is a spy, and he knows what he's doing. It's like, yeah, cool. Winter Soldier, he's like attacked, and his vehicle is fully set for ambushes, and he gets to kill a whole bunch of people and escape, sort of, but the Winter Soldier gets him, sort of thing. It's like, all right. Yeah. Even as a fucking lightsaber in that movie. It was some weird device. It doesn't matter. Everyone thinks he's kind of badass. He can always escape the situation. He's always one step ahead, and he'll always have like a backup plan. Secret Invasion, they tell us that everything to do with his spy history has nothing to do with him. It's that he stole it all from other people that he forced to do this stuff for him, and that he rose through the ranks and he rose in his career because he used these people, and that he shouldn't rewrite history and pretend that he's worthwhile in any way, shape, or form. Right. And as a fan, you're just like, why the hell did you just write that?
Well, they just took the cool part of him away completely.
Yeah, he's incredibly he's like scared, he's lame, and he's outsmarted several times in Secret Invasion. Then we find out his whole history is a lie, and they have a character tell him explicitly, don't rewrite history, don't claim that you're some like great spy that's done this, that, and the other, when he's supposed to. That's his character in the MCU universe. He's the greatest spy. He's supposed to be like the top-notch one. And so you're like, wow, a whole show just to tell us how fucking shit the character we really like is. Okay.
Yeah.
And you might be like, well, that's just one. It's like, well, that's the problem in it. It's a lot of ones.
I have no idea what they're doing. I have no idea where their mindset is or what their agenda is or whatever. But it's you don't have to make men weak and shit characters in order to make the women look good. You can make them both look good. So I'm just kind of confused.
That came up with Lord of the Rings. The Eowyn and Arwen are both like really strong female characters that don't require like shitting on any other characters in the whole franchise in order to be strong.
Correct.
And it's just sad that we apparently are very much worse at doing that these days, raising up women, without destroying everything else around. It feels like that's all they know how to do. If we make everything else shit, they'll look good. And it's like, that's not how you do it.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, and it just sets back a lot of progress we've made in storytelling. There's plenty of female characters that we all love, and now we have to watch a bunch of these shit ones, and then you have to like watch everyone overreact when you don't like them, being like, "Oh yeah, you don't like it because it's a woman."
Yeah,
very,
I know.
very strange.
I know. It's just such a easy thing for them to just throw at people, like, "Oh, it's just because it's a girl." Well, what do you mean, dude? No, I mean, there's nothing to do with it.
Oh, I mean, we've talked about it before, but like, you know, Rey, what is her legacy, and are there still fans of Rey? Are there people out there who love Rey as much as people love Luke? It's like, I fucking doubt it. And
I would argue that they maybe love Rey more to just make a point that, like, hey, we hate all the people that like Luke. Like, why does it have to be like that? It's almost like I feel like there's an animosity between who you can like or can't like, and it's just kind of strange. I don't know.
I mean, they probably won't believe it, but I was genuinely just waiting. I was like, when's Rey gonna get? Do you know the most interesting Rey was like her first 10 minutes in The Force Awakens?
Yeah, she wasn't
about
bad.
it. She had they had some solid storytelling, like showing us what she does in her day to day, how she's surviving. I was like, okay, this person, you know, she's got some stuff going on. But you know, not to harp on the criticism that pretty much everyone has, but she can succeed at almost everything. Everyone she meets really likes her. She's given the power and control of basically everything. It's just like, this is boring.
I know. It was unfortunate like that, but it is what it is, and maybe, you know, I'm curious to see what their angle will be in the next film.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to explain her abilities and her powers? And, you know, they know it's a prevalent issue with a lot of fans, so I wonder what are they going to do to actually explain things so that fans won't have much to say, or haters, or whatever, you know, what they'd like to call us.
Yeah, they will have had as much as a decade of listening to different people's, you know, big problems with Rey at that point. So like, hopefully they can at least experiment with the idea of making her go through something really harsh, which is funny because a lot of people are like, what do you mean? She like died in the third one. And we're like, I don't know what the fuck happened in the third one, man. I don't know what that was when the Emperor like sucked them in the dyad of the Force or whatever.
Sucked them.
I don't know what any of that meant.
Well, essentially it was like they have a unifying ancient power or some crap, and then together it's like, you know, positive and negative, and they attract and they become one, and then the Emperor sucked their power out and did like force drain and put it onto himself, became extremely powerful, basically
and then
recharged.
She became all the Jedi.
Yeah, and then she became all the Jedi, and he died using the same move that he did against me.
Yeah, he got his lightning reflected. He's had that happen so many times, that poor bastard.
It's like, all right, Palps, let's just maybe like one arc can just branch off and like hit her finger or something, or like, you know, incinerate her. Like, you know, that's all you need to do. In the comics, he could do that. He could level up his lightning, and he would just like literally zap one guy. He'd turn into dust. But no.
Oh well. Hey, you know,
he had to die somehow.
You know, have you been asked the question? I assume you have. But what would you have done if you had full control over Rise of Skywalker? You had to use. You had no choice but to keep the continuity of the first two.
Oh my gosh. I haven't even really thought of that because I just think it's too much of a headache.
It's too much of a nightmare, isn't it? Because
it is.
The thing is, you try and sneak in retcons. If they said you couldn't have them, you'd be like, okay.
Well, what? So I can't have Luke waking up from a bad dream?
That's obviously they wouldn't be allowed to do that. But well, that's the thing. Okay. I would probably want to just try and throw in, even if I wasn't allowed to retcon anything, that like the real Luke hasn't been found yet or something.
Okay, so here's what I do. I would have Luke. I would have the film start off with, you know, whatever Rey and whatever she's doing, she's training or whatever, and we go a little bit, then we go to Kylo, and then everyone's still wondering, like, where's Luke? What's going on with Luke? Is he dead? Then we go into like this white cloud, and we're now entering a completely different realm, and we're now into not the world between worlds, but what the next realm would be when you die. So we would be into the netherworld, the Force, whatever you want to call it. So then that's where we would have, you know, the camera maybe be like panning a little bit to the right, and then we would have voices of everyone that we know. And, you know, Yoda, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luke, so on and so forth. Maybe even Qui-Gon as a voice, and then we would have Luke maybe sitting there and meditating, or something, and learning from them, or talking with all of them, or walking with them, and it's some super strange world that we haven't visited before. Everything is extremely, I don't know, it could even almost, it could be a world, or it could be very much like, you know that scene in Harry Potter? I think it was the 7th one where Dumbledore's dead, and it's the train station. Where Harry's having, yeah. So it could be something like that, where it's all white and kind of just like almost like the Matrix, sort of. And we see Luke training, and throughout the film, he's kind of training and learning more aspects of the Force, because he now is the Force. And so he unlocks this new ability, which they've all been trying to do, I suppose, but he unlocks it, and now he can actually go back and forth between this world and the living. And so he goes to the living world, but as a, not even as a Force ghost, he's just a manifestation of midichlorians. And so he is full on there, and he like cannot die anymore. But then we have Snoke come back. He's not dead, okay? His vessel went into something else, or someone else, whatever. Or he just, I don't know.
Or he tricked Kylo, right?
He tricked Kylo as like a Force vision. He did the Force vision as well, okay? So there's two of them. Then from there, we have Snoke. Potentially, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. There's so much mental gymnastics right off the cusp.
I'm with you on that, because it's like, what the fuck do we do with Luke exactly? You know what you're trying to come up with is any way we can get
here we
it
go.
back.
I got it. So then Snoke finds a way to actually eliminate a Force ghost completely. Like, you don't exist anymore. Not even as a Force ghost or whatever. You're dead. Like, you ain't coming back. You're nothing. You're not even a thought or anything in the Force. And so Snoke is now working on completely destroying and killing all of the Force ghosts. And so in the end, it comes to this final battle of Kylo and Rey and Luke against Snoke. But Snoke now has ransom of all of the Force ghosts, and he's going to eliminate all of them. And Qui-Gon and Yoda and Anakin and all these guys are there, and they're just like, you have to let it happen. It's the will of the Force. And Luke is like now teetering into the light and dark, and he's just manifesting all levels of the Force. And from there, I would say it could get pretty interesting. Maybe Snoke kills off a few of the original characters, full on, actually like destroys Obi-Wan or Yoda or something like that. But not before maybe they go into Luke somehow. I don't know, and they become part of him, and he becomes all the Jedi. And in the end, maybe Luke sacrifices himself completely for Rey and Kylo, and Kylo and Rey, both become good, and Kylo becomes good, and then they both defeat Snoke after he's been beaten down. I don't know, just making it up.
No, I get you on the spot. And the thing is, like, I don't even know if Disney would ever approve of ideas like that. Like, that would be a pretty abstract movie if it was focused way more on the Force Ghosts than like most of anything else, or what comes after life.
I don't know. Yeah,
I feel like they'd be like, you got to make it. It needs to be more about Rey. Like, what's Rey doing? Which for me, if I controlled her, I'm putting her through hell pretty quickly. And I don't know. I would even have maybe argue that like Snoke set her up. He's been providing her power because he wanted to move her into a particular place. Like, imagine her having to go through that everything she's experienced and felt as a power was all
fake.
Yeah, none of it was actually hers. I feel like that would be interesting for her to have to deal with.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh well.
I would love for Plagueis to come back and make an appearance somehow. Because that whole theme of him being able to cheat death, but then doesn't do it himself, I've heard is like some of the biggest bullshit. So many fans have talked about. They're like, well, how could he could do it? He was literally the one who invented it, and then Palpatine just kills him. So it's like, well, why don't we just have him come back?
Remember, people thought that's what Snoke was when the TFA first came out.
Yeah, I keep getting all these numbers here.
It's just me again. Alrighty. Disney would fuck up Plagueis, though. Yeah, of course. This is the thing. If whenever people like get excited for the next thing Disney put out, be it Marvel or Star Wars, It's like, oh, they're doing Thrawn. Oh, they're doing Doctor Doom. They're doing Reed Richards. They're going to be doing, maybe bring back Multiverse Tom Cruise Iron Man, or they're going to be doing, whatever it may be. You're just like, you guys remember who were making these stories, right? Like what they did with the recent, whoever it is, the last person you loved in terms of a character. It's like, oh dear. What would you do, MauLer? Dude, depending on the restrictions, right? Because you have the request of being a complete rewrite of the trilogy, or just Rise of Skywalker, or TLJ and Rise of Skywalker, or what you do after the trilogy, that sort of thing. It's like there's a different answer for all of them. Obviously, my main intent would be to undo a hell of a lot of the damage that they've done. But at the same time, the hypothetical could be that you're not allowed to undo any of the damage. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we only saw like a percentage of the retcons that JJ wanted in his third or the third film in the sequel trilogy, retconning stuff in TLJ. Like he probably didn't get as many in there as he even wanted to. It's a very funny film to watch from the lens of like him wanting to undo some of the damage that had been done to his own film, which in turn had done loads of damage to the OT. It's a big old question mark. However, if like broad strokes, you'd want to fix up Finn like immediately, get him back on track. I don't know what we do with Luke, because if we have to use the continuity of the first two of the sequels, you can't really make him alive again unless that last image of him dying, as is according to the people who made it, you'd have to try and maybe say like, no, that wasn't him dying. He was just he was experiencing something in the Force. He'd become that powerful. But even then, you got to deal with all the TLJ crap that's damaged him completely to the point we don't actually have him be that character. You'd rather say something like he's captured somewhere, and that was like a puppet that was being used or something, which is another angle you can do. That Snoke was a big old puppeteer, that he had made Kylo and Rey think that they had done what they had done just to see what they would do. That Luke was something that he created. He was never real. Like, well, rather the Luke on I don't remember the planet name, but the end of TFA, that planet. And the real Luke, I don't even know if I'd want the real Luke to be captured. It's almost lame, right? Like, easy retcon, just ignore it. If we're allowed to do that, hell yeah. Like I said, not even the he woke up. I would just be like, it's decanonized, out it goes. Need a new franchise? That does feel that way sometimes. Like all the effort that could be put into recorrecting Star Wars, putting it on track, it just feels like it's better spent at this point, maybe making a new franchise. But at the same time, there's plenty of fans that are just like, can you please get someone in to fix it? So, and I think evidence from, a lot of the different TV shows that come out, I think people are very much ready for it to be fixed. People are always ready for like Star Wars to get back on track. The whole like, it's back, baby. It's good to go. So, maybe Star Wars versus Terminator crossover event to reset all timelines. Yeah, we just need someone to get to the Will Between Worlds and go back to the beginning of the sequels, and we'll just do it over again. Have another shot. TFA next part when? You can never promise a particular date, but what I can promise is that the Lord of the Rings EFAP movies will be coming Wednesday. As far as I'm aware, I went through painstakingly sorting out the copyright. I'm sure at least 5 of you people in chat will be watching it when it comes out, and the copyright protection on that was insane. I'd be curious if Theory ever deals with it in any kind of direct way, the copyright functions. But a little tip for anybody who's making videos out there, I don't even know if this is a tip, it's very vaguely understood, but the nature of copyright for like a 10-minute video seems to be different than a 1-hour video, which seems to be different than a 8-hour video. Like the way that they do copyright on it seems to change depending on length. Hello, welcome back.
Hello. Yeah, sorry. I had to give the guy my car.
No problem.
Yeah.
I was just talking to chat about some Star Wars things of all topics. Could you believe it?
Oh, weird. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I was feeling wild today.
I guess we can move on to super chats now, suppose. And we'll just
sure.
Keep the conversation going, guys.
In terms of format, that's probably wise, right? First hour we chat, second hour super chats.
Yeah, just how I've always done it, but yeah. Thoughts on the holiday special and documentary?
Um,
I don't really
funny.
I don't put too many thoughts into it. Trying to think about it too much. Would love MauLer's review on what the fuck.
I haven't done any coverage of the Star Wars Holiday Special, but hey, maybe one day.
If MauLer hasn't
funny.
watched Star Wars Holiday Special, we should watch it on stream. It's on YouTube for free. Just a thought.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it more than once. It's legendary Star Wars content. Are you kidding me?
Do you think by next week you could watch 3 episodes of Tales of the Jedi?
Tales of the Jedi? Sure.
They're like, fuck it, they're like 8-9 minutes long each if you don't count the credits.
This is the thing, man. I'm willing to go a little further than that for you for this show if you want. If you want, I can watch like, maybe 2 episodes of Clone Wars per week and we can talk about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just let me know what you
think. Some of them are boring, but some of them are really great.
Well, that's the thing. We can talk about the boring ones as well, right? Like, I've got friends I recommend shows, and they're like, "Which ones do I skip?" And I'm like, "Don't even skip. Just go through it and tell me which ones you hated. It's fine with me." I think it's the thing is, some of them. If you want to, because I imagine chat will go nuts thinking about this as a potential. But like, I've heard that Tales of the Jedi is more enjoyable when you get more context from the Clone Wars. So
it is, yeah. So how about this? How about we watch 2 episodes of the Clone Wars every week?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, okay. We can go from there. Chat, would you guys like that? Would you be down for that? MauLer's review of Tales and Clone Wars, and we talk about it every week a little bit.
Someone will have to figure that out. That'll take what, like 2 episodes per week, 2 episodes per... How many episodes of Clone Wars are there?
Oh my god.
This will take us 2 years, won't it?
7 seasons. There's like 20 episodes a season. Oh man. Yeah, it's like 10 weeks probably for 1 season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably a year, at least.
Also, I've heard there's some arcs are out of order, right? You don't go chronologically.
Yeah, you do.
It's true. You sure?
I go chronologically.
Like on release. I remember being told by some people that there's certain watch orders you can do with Clone Wars.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. Well, I don't mind going chronologically as long as it
whatever.
works.
We'll just go through it. I mean, I'm even down to skip the first season. The first season was kind of slow for me.
No, we're going to do it all, okay?
There's good stuff with it. Yeah. No, there's good stuff with it.
I want to see Jar Jar.
You will see Jar Jar. You'll see lots of his ass. And his wife.
This is what I mean. Why don't we know more about Jar Jar's wife? That's important stuff for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Royalty.
Would much rather watch a Jar Jar movie right now than a Rey movie.
Me too. Me too. I would too.
That's when people do the challenge of like write a Rey movie or write a sequel. Blah, blah, blah. I love the challenge of writing a Jar Jar movie. That would be fucking funny. Like trying to make it interesting, trying to make it something people would actually like.
It'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be really it would be a fun challenge. And if they gave you just 10 million, they were like, "That's all we're giving you." You'd be like, "That's more than enough. I can do this."
And if you want to watch more episodes, if you're compelled to do so, go for it. But yeah, 1 to 2, good enough.
Well, that's the thing, right? If it picks up speed and then we do 5 episodes per, something like that.
There are some that actually pick up speed. So, but yeah. Okay. I would say, are you going to watch Tales of the Jedi first?
Well, so that's why I brought it up. I've heard people say you shouldn't watch Tales of the Jedi before Clone Wars.
Nah, you'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
All right. Well, what do you want to do first then? Tales of Jedi?
Tales, 100%.
Okay.
You can skip the Ahsoka ones. Just do the Qui-Gon ones, or the Dooku ones, which I think were those the first 3. Chat, were those the first 3 or the second batch? I can't remember. But either way, you'll find it. You'll figure it out.
So by next week, I got to see 3 Count Dooku episodes of Tales of Jedi. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. If you want to go above and beyond, you can watch 2 episodes of Clone Wars, first 2 episodes, but we'll leave that up to you.
All right.
Totally your choice. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what you think of it. It'd be good to... And then you can make videos out of it on your channel and do like a whole like season 1 breakdown, season 2.
Oh, I'm too busy. I got like 5 projects at the same time running right now.
Nah, you could do it. You could probably.
I'll do it here. This is because this is where people can find it out.
True, you could do it here and then clip it here and then put it on your channel.
Well, second channel probably.
One. Yeah, second channel. MauLer. Yeah. The Sith are the archetypal shadow of the Jedi. Yeah, kind of, I guess. And that's what's interesting is I would like to see a new villain that's nothing like the Jedi or the Sith, but more powerful. And I think that's where
Okay,
magic
yeah.
falls into play.
Can't do it through the Force?
You could, but I just think having a different element makes it so much more interesting.
I just wonder if it gets a little out of control when you have magic as well, and harder to follow for the average viewer, just being like, so you got the Force, which is essentially a magic system, and then also a magic system. You know, it can be a bit like, huh?
But there are rules to the Force. Like, you can't freaking manifest an object like you can with magic. Right? Magic has no bounds. Magic
Have
has
you
no
seen the
bounds.
sequel trilogy, buddy? They can teleport
Yeah.
objects through the Force.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that shit.
Mhm.
So no, with the first 6 films in the Clone Wars, there's obviously rules to the Force, which is what makes it dope. But with magic, there's no rules. You can do whatever you want.
I mean,
You
I don't
resurrect the
even
dead.
Yeah, then what if they spam that? Doesn't that make like things a lot less meaningful when we can just bring back anybody anytime? The funny thing about controlling Force Ghosts, you don't want that to get out of hand, because when any like favored character dies, and you're just like, yeah, they'll be back in a sec, don't worry.
Yeah, but see, that's where they could make a cool distinction. Would be if they're using magic, then those beings
There
are
is
like
no like
zombies.
tapping into.
They're not really
Okay.
like they're not really there. It's just their corporeal form. But then with the Force, you could actually bring them back.
Okay.
That'd be cool. What if you combine both? Oh shit! What if you combine magic so you bring back the body, and then you bring the Force in so you bring back their soul? So you'd need a Force user who has magic as well.
Ugh. It's not going to get too complicated, is it?
Who's also a
third magic
Mandalorian.
system? Oh no! They can fly. They have a lightsaber gun. It'll be great.
It shoots lightsabers. They spin. It's also an Inquisitor at the same time. Just shooting.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
you want me to watch Rebels as well? Is that going to happen?
Nah. You can skip that one. Everyone's going to be like, no, he's toxic. Star Grift episode 2, attacking the funny bone. Cobra Theory and MauLer, you're late and gay. All right. Hail Star Grift Monday.
Beautiful.
Yeah, see, we're getting our own. We got to start coming out with merch. Star Grift is too generic a name. Y'all should call it something more Star Warsy, like Rule of Two, a Star Wars podcast. Well, I already had that, so I like Star Grift. You know,
Star
if you
Wars
don't get the
funny.
if you don't get the joke, you know, a lot of the weenies out there call us grifters. They say we're not real Star Wars fans and we're just doing it for money. So
Yeah, and it's like we're both very interested in Star Wars, and we both come from different parts of the internet. Haven't really talked that are both considered like hyper grifters. So it's kind of funny to link up on that.
yeah, it's awesome. Love it. So when he said it, I was just like, that's actually epic. There's way too much toxicity in Star Wars. I think that's what we really need to unite. The fan base is a Reva and Rose trilogy. KK probably. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just that's just $1 waiting to happen right there. There you go.
yeah, for sure.
You'll
Thank you,
get
Darth Zane.
literally 10 people will go to see that.
Where'd you get that mask? Looks like something from Bionicle. Why is your nose a keyhole?
You have to ask the artists when they first came up with it, and then all the fan art that's come since. I barely had any control over my
You know
avatars.
what? I never realized your nose was a fucking keyhole, man.
There's loads of memes where people like unlock it and different things happen. This is the, I never hugely cared about what avatar I had, and so when people started like messing around with it, I just started using them, and this is what it ended up with. I'm a spooky eldritch creature apparently who looks at film in detail, which is fine with me.
Yeah, it's different. Love the early streams in Ireland, so it's so much easier. Thanks, Longman. Theory bought Black Series Force FX Vader Saber. Very disappointed. Opinions? Yeah, I don't know why you would waste your money on that. And the Black Series Force FX sabers are this is $400 to $500. This is shit. Look at this. Cool. Exactly. Oh, there you go. It turns on now. What is this? Like, this is $500? It doesn't even have smooth swing. This is
To be fair,
garbage.
you know way more about good versus bad sabers apparently than I do.
Yeah, I mean, oh shit.
I have
don't
no
know
idea
if
why
you're
that
off.
one would be a good or bad one, to be honest with you. I'm just like, oh look, a lightsaber. Or rather, a dark saber.
How do I turn this off?
My fucking lightsaber will turn off. God damn it!
How do you turn it off? Oh, jeez.
We need a fucking like.
Oh, here we go.
Idiot Padawan
All right,
Jedi
we're
who
good.
has that problem. How do you turn it off? God damn it!
Yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah, so this crap, $400, $500, sounds like ass. There's no smooth swing. So smooth swing is like if you move it like this slightly, it goes. If you move it fast, it goes.
Okay, cool.
It responds just like how a lightsaber would. Sound card in there is shit. The blade is shit. The lights are shit. I mean, what is this? What is that? No. So, yeah, that's why you got to go with a NeoPixel or something like that, which, of course, I sell. I make.
Mm.
Yeah. Don't waste your money on Disney sabers, man. They don't know what they're doing. And they put a massive premium on it. I mean, the fact that you can get literally something like this. Well, I think this one was roughly what? I paid maybe about $1,000 for something like that. Was it this one that was $1,000? There was another one that was $1,000, but just night and day difference. Completely different. What's up, Peasy? What's up, Eric? What's up, George? Thanks for the memberships, guys. Ray's movie title revealed: Ray Shadow Legends. You want to go one? I go one.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, hey, MauLer, could you re-upload the part about logic in writing you cut out from part 3 of your TFA critique? It really inspiring to me. That is what I've talked about before as my the favorite thing I've ever made. In terms of like a particular part of any of my videos, it got hit harshly with copyright. Like a year after or so, I put it up, and I've cut it out now, and I'm going to remake it with different like music. And it's going to end up in the future part. So apologies for that. I was going to try and upload it on its own, but it's been a nightmare of being busy. But yeah, I've had a couple people notice like that part's gone. It's only like a 1 minute section of like a 2-hour video, but it's a particularly poignant section that I worked a very long time on, and it fucking annoys me that like it's clearly, you know, a creative work that's made of mashup, remix, review, and commentary, and that they're still like, well, that's mine now. It's like, okay. It happens, I guess. But it'll be back.
Gonna catch this one on the replay. Ever thought of reviewing Legends books after the original trilogy, Luke's real journey? Would love to hear your insight on them. That could be a little series you and I could do.
So reviewing Legends books.
Yeah, we could pick a book. We could listen to the audiobook if you want. Over like
well,
a month.
if we're doing the Clone Wars, that's going to take like unironically like a year. So
let's just focus on that for now.
Yeah.
Lots of God of War DLC. It's great so far. I just hate that it freaking starts you at the beginning every time you die.
It's a roguelike.
Yeah,
like that's what that does. I fucking love it.
It's really good, but it just drives me insane. Yeah. We'll probably play it later tonight. I've been thinking about getting a gaming PC laptop, and I want a few questions answered before I hit purchase. Do I need to buy a new graphic card every year or so? Are emulators legal? Thanks for your input. I can't talk on the emulators part, but no, you don't need a new graphics card every year if you get a good one.
As far as I'm aware, you can get the emulators legal themselves, but the what you get to play on them may not be, depending on how you acquire it. So be careful with that. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the emulators... Didn't Dolphin get a release on Steam and then it got taken off eventually because it was too risky, or if it broke a law or something? I can't remember. Emulators in and of themselves, I think, are okay, but it's when you... What you use them for is where the problem can lie. As for graphics card, it just depends. You know, you get loads of information on how they outdate, right? Eventually, all out graphics cards become old. It's just how quickly they age. It's like, well, if you're gunning for staying on the top of the line forever, you need to change it out probably like once per 4 years. But I mean, most people shouldn't be doing that. Like, you don't need to. I lost it on a where am I? Is it like the 1080?
Oh yeah, dude.
TI, I think.
Yeah,
Back in the day, like that lasted me forever. So like It really depends. I'm not familiar enough with PC parts to be able to give you strong advice, but there are loads of places you can find it, like YouTube videos or forums and stuff, that people have really good advice on being careful, because you should be careful when buying spending that kind of money, on gaming PCs and stuff. But it's funny, in my time, so to speak, when I was more into this sort of stuff, and I don't know if this applies to you as well, it was never a good idea to buy pre-built, but these days it kind of is.
I like to build mine. I'll custom build it. But why would you say it's better to buy pre-built
these days?
today?
Just because the fact that people who are pre-building them now are like people who are hyper familiar with the thing, and then get you full customization, and then they're responsible for anything that goes wrong. So like, you as a consumer grade sort of like construction, as much as it's really fun to build a PC, it can go wrong, and then it's your fault, and then it's difficult to get it like sorted in a lot of ways, like applying paste wrong or putting wrong plugs in different places and stuff. But if you get it through a pre-built place, and they can tell you what issues there may or may not be depending on your choice of parts, and then you can move things around well before you've actually got it delivered and stuff.
Yeah, I found a really good computer place that I now trust. I've been going to for the last 5 years or so, and they've been building my PC each time, and they do a good job. So, but
yeah, it was
I
Cyberpower built my last one.
I really value the GPU. I think graphics card is extremely important. So make sure you grab a good one, and good RAM and all that. What's up, Sub-Zero?
Mondays for the boys. Wait, are we doing this back and forth, or?
I don't know. I sometimes lose count.
It's up to you. Excited for Force Awakens Critique Part 5. Hope to be out soon. No promises. But that's a series of videos I've been making for like 4 years, and there's only 6 parts in total, so it will end eventually.
Anyone ever seen Freddy Got? What?
You never heard of that movie?
No.
No, really? Okay.
Because I just watched it. I think I've been forever changed. What? It's
a really, really strange film that people still wonder to this day how it got made, especially for the budget it had. But hey, it's funny from what I remember anyway. At least I've either seen it or I've seen reviews of it. I can't remember anymore.
All right. Any thoughts on what Marvel will do with Kang now?
He's
Dr.
out.
Doom.
Yeah. I guess the question is, would they recast him or boot him? My assumption is boot, because they can introduce a Dr. Doom or a Galactus or a Mephisto. Yeah.
What's up, Jesus? In the canon book Aftermath, Life Debt, Chapter 14, they reference the plot of the Acolyte show. Really? Well, I'd love to make a video on that. Check it out. Take a photo of it. Check that out.
All right. All right. Loving the stream. It's hard being a Star Wars fan these days, not just with the management under Disney, but when icons like Mark Hamill act hateful online to those who don't agree with his politics. Yeah, no, I'd say it's real difficult being a Star Wars fan, trying to stay invested and positive when you given this, and then the meta discussions and management decisions are all just like, ugh.
Yeah,
it's tough. Yeah,
it is for sure. What EU books does MauLer need to read, and what does he absolutely need to avoid? Have fun grifting the Star Wars. What's up, Eric? Thanks for the super chat. I would say probably Plagueis and the Bane trilogy. It's the ones I would really consider.
What ones do you tell me to avoid?
I don't know, really, because I don't. There hasn't been one that I don't really like. I kind of stopped reading the Obi-Wan book. I think that was called. What was it called? Chat, do you guys remember? Padawan, something. Brotherhood was Anakin and Obi-Wan. Maybe it was that one I stopped reading. Yeah. Anyways, but no, just. I think you would really enjoy Plagueis. I think you would really, really enjoy Plagueis a lot. It's never a dull moment in that one.
What about Austin Powers? I'm sure everyone likes.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
So, would you rather decanonize?
Would you rather decanonize the sequels but canonize Spaceballs into the Star Wars universe instead, or leave it rather be? Happy Star Grift. Well, thank you. And decanonize the sequels but canonize Spaceballs into the Star Wars universe instead. I mean, just decanonize it, right? Like, canonizing
Yeah.
Spaceballs would be funny, but I don't think it would be the best idea.
I'd canonize Spaceballs. She's gone from suck to blow.
At this point, I would canonize it if we couldn't decanonize the sequels. Fuck yeah, it'd be funny as hell. Bring it
Yeah,
in.
why not? What's up, Mike? You going to pick up the True Lies, Aliens, Abyss, and Titanic on 4K? What's great is not only is True Lies and Abyss are coming to 4K for the first time, but also on Blu-ray for the first time. Abyss has the special edition too. You know, I haven't seen Abyss.
It's pretty badass. True Lies and Aliens for me, definitely. Abyss and Titanic are like a tier down from them a little bit. But I still like them, like in terms of James Cameron movies. And yeah, that's awesome that they're being released on 4K. It's good stuff. More movies, get them on 4K. And fucking good transfers as well, not shitty ones.
I'm going to do a little plug here. Do we have 2,600 people here? If y'all could hit the like button, that'd be great. Are any of you interested in psychology at all? I have a major guest coming, what is it? I think it's the 5th of January, 6th of January. It's Sadia Khan. So she's going to be coming on my psychology and relationship channel called Theory Talks. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go keep an eye out for it or find the clips on social media at Theory Talks YT for YouTube. So save the date and ask your questions over there on Theory Talks channel for her, so I can ask her when we do the video, the collab.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on
MauLer.
300?
Funnily enough, that's going to be we've got a video for that on January 1st that's coming out, but I enjoy plenty of it, but it is a goofy film with lots of goofy things that happen, and it's like a fun just romp through crazy action stuff. I enjoy the action scenes, but that film, there's plenty in it that I completely forgot. I didn't realize that what was in it. Plenty of strange Zack Snyderisms, and the way it's shot is so remarkably unique. It makes sense to me completely that it like sent him over to other projects and stuff. I don't dislike 300 significantly, but I think my opinion of it went a bit down from being like, oh yeah, it's an awesome movie, to like, yeah, I like it. It's just, it's a little bit silly. That's all.
Yeah, it was definitely silly. I mean, the way he portrayed the Persians was, I think, I think there were some levels of disdain there, or is there had to have been something? Yeah, for sure, because the way he made them look was just like an absolute like weirdo, perverted, bizarre, strange. I mean, they were one of the most advanced, illustrious, ancient empires in civilization, and he just made them look like a complete joke. For example, Xerxes at the time was Zoroastrian, and Zoroastrian, it was completely against your religion to have any sort of piercing, yet you have fucking weirdo Xerxes like got piercings up his butthole. I mean, and like makeup and all this shit. It was just it was so weird to see that. It's like, yeah, this dude clearly does not like Persians for whatever reason, but
the problem with that is
fair enough.
He was adapting the graphic novel, right? He wasn't doing the directed from history.
Even the graphic novel was just, when you're having something that takes kind of a page out of the history books, it's always a little strange. Like, okay, well,
I guess you're gonna have to complain to Frank Miller at that point.
Yeah. Oh, Frank Miller. Fuck. Yeah. Oh well. Is what it is. Theory, check out Bounty helmets. He makes some wicked clone helmets, mainly 501st helmets. Be good to add to your collection. Yeah, well, I actually I wanted to start making helmets as well and sell those, but like unique ones and maybe a little more affordable. But I'm trying to find a good creator. I think that would be sweet. I think Bounty helmets was one that I was referred to, but I was trying to do some stuff with 1/6J, and he makes some really unique figures. So, we'll see what happens. Right now, all my money's kind of tied up in the Sabers, in Theory Sabers, in the next batch that we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Gary's in chat, by the way. Howdy doody. We should have him on
Gary's
sometime.
in chat?
Neurotic, yeah.
Where?
Have you spoken to him yet? I don't know if you've come across him.
Of course, yeah, dude. He came on the channel once a while ago. We raised, I think it was like 70 grand or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
St. Jude's. Yeah. It was him. It was Ryan. It was Jeremy. It was, the typical grifters of the internet, the toxic ones.
Yeah, all the horrible pieces of shit,
Yeah, all the right wing extremist assholes, right? All of us there. So yeah, hey, no, I like Gary.
MauLer, thoughts on Dune Part 2? We've only got the trailer, right? I can't wait to see how this story is going to connect. Like obviously I'll be watching 1 and 2 together as best I can from Blu-ray to theater sort of thing. I wasn't as fond of the first part as a lot of people were. I felt like I wanted more from it than I got, but I absolutely adore the way it looks. Like I found it quite easy to escape in as like a new world, and I think we kind of needed something like that. And we still do more content like that. So I'm hoping part 2 with part 1 will make for a story that I like can better feel is coherent and stuff and complete.
Yeah, I feel like part 1 was really just getting started. I liked it though.
Yeah.
Good. You know what I really want to see is the next Tron.
Well, is there any news on that, or are they just?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about any.
Yeah,
new
the
Tron.
casting already. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Mace back in Star Wars. Me too.
Mm-hmm. What about Gareth Edwards? Rogue One was great, and the creator was superior good. Who did they fire? Is he going to have any chance to come back to Star Wars? I think he didn't leave on great terms, right?
Did he not?
I don't know. I just know that he got replaced by Tony Gilroy, right, for Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine they're on great terms. But I would take a Gareth Edwards attempt at a film from him for Star Wars, sure. See what happens.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
if he wants to, of course. If he wants to make his own stuff, go ahead.
I think he was extremely responsible for the Vader scene at the end, from what I heard.
I can't remember what I read about that. I could have sworn it was like some, I don't want to say like a janitor or a stagehand or someone. I could have sworn someone who wasn't like mainly in charge came up with the idea, but I could be completely wrong. Someone in chat might know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just know that the director of the first episode of My Fan Film was, I think, trained by him, and he was telling me how he came up with.
Fair enough.
I think it was Gareth Ezra. Anyways. What's up from Dusk Till Dawn? Besides Disney and Lucas, who in film would you give Star Wars over to, if not fix, then to shepherd forward? I'd have to go with Guillermo del Toro. He has vision, cares for creature design and storytelling, and respecting it.
I like that as a suggestion.
Who would you have?
Who in film in total? That's a tough one. Who do I think could do Star Wars?
You know what? I don't know if he could do it. I'm sure he could do it, but I love his movies. I'm just going to say Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, I'd happily watch a Quentin Tarantino Star Wars film. I just don't know. First of all, I don't think he would want to. But secondly, like, I don't know what like only Quentin Tarantino Star Wars films going forward would do. I feel like it would change Star Wars completely.
Maybe Nolan then. Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be outside of his possibility. Again, though, he would never touch Star Wars, I don't think. A lot of these directors are like that sort of. They see it the same as they see Marvel. They're just like, fuck that shit. It's like not art to them in some ways. Which is unfortunate because, of course, it could be. Yeah, like it's waiting. It's ready to be.
Yeah. How about someone not so mainstream?
You have to start gunning for like maybe like an Edgar Wright. I feel like he could do Star Wars. I know that he would still be considered somewhat mainstream, but he hasn't had any movies that have really struck the cultural consciousness in a while now, since the Cornetto trilogy, really.
I'd be down for Scorsese to do a mob film
in Star Wars. Yeah, sure.
Like a hut, like the Huts.
That would be fucking cool to see, because I just love to see what he would do. Even if it like came out horrible, I'd still love to see what he would do.
Yeah, I think he'd do great. Would you do a watch party for Rebel Moon? I could. Sure. If you like. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be covering it my way. I'm sure you should too.
Why not?
Do you think the qualifications or categories that make up a good movie change over generations? Example, younger people disliked bad CG more than bad writing because it takes them out of the movie more. I'm not even sure that's true. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like the writing is possibly the most important thing for everybody, and that when it's bad, a lot of people will start to wonder what is bad, and they can start picking things that may not be. Like really bad CG. There's so many great films and TV shows in the world and in history that have terrible CG that no one really cares about anymore because the show itself or the movie itself was so awesome.
Yeah.
But then like Ant-Man. I don't know if you saw some of the really shit CG in Ant-Man, like
not the
MODOK
latest
and everything.
one. You want to talk about shit CG? We can talk about that Wolverine movie.
Oh, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah. Well, there's these examples when the movies themselves like suck ass. I think a lot of people really highlight the bad CG or the bad special or bad, like even if there's a line of bad acting, just be like, this is fucking terrible, and they can't do it. You know, I think the problems all stem from the foundation being the script. Like, you get that right, and I think a lot of people are willing to forgive a hell of a lot more. And I don't even think that's a generational thing. I think that's just been that way forever.
Yeah, for sure.
Storytelling, you know.
You tell someone a good story, they don't even need to see visuals.
Yeah, it's true.
At all. It's in the story, but you know, now you have Disney with all the money in the world making things that look extremely real with shit scripts, garbage stories, agendas that are just driving people away because it seems forced. And now you have Bob Iger sitting there and be like, well, I think, you know, storytellers have lost their way. It's like, dude, you're in charge of all these storytellers. It's literally like the finger points right back at you. I don't know what you're talking about. Delusional. Quick thoughts on the Clone Wars, 2003 Clone Wars? Oh my gosh, dude. 2003 Clone Wars, I think, I can't say it was the best, but it felt so different, much more raw, visceral, gritty, very much like, you know, kind of what the Clone Wars I think was like for a lot of people. It was actually kind of terrifying. And you see a lot more of the emotion within Anakin, I think, in the 2D Clone Wars in 2003. Gendy Tartakovsky. I never say his name.
Yeah.
But it was, I really liked it. I remember watching it on my tube TV when I was a kid. I was 13 years old. It was awesome. That's something I think you would probably enjoy even more than the actual Clone Wars.
Well, I mean, should I start there then? Is that what we should do first?
Let's do a poll. Let's see what people will think.
Because that's much shorter, right? His run.
It is.
Yeah. See what the people think. I mean, a suggestion like Ridley Scott could do a Star Wars film. I don't know, maybe.
Okay, let's see. Ridley Scott. Yeah. All right, let's see. The poll is up, so go ahead and vote, guys. Do you think MauLer should watch the 2D Clone Wars from 2003? Oh, jeez.
That's weird. I turned it from my phone, but there's no, like, I can't choose any answer. It's like blank.
You can't choose. You're rigged. You're rigging it.
What?
You want to watch the 2D one, don't you?
This is democracy.
Okay,
my vote counts.
66% already at 2003.
No way, 66.
Yeah.
But a Star Wars project. Oh, they ruined it.
Yeah, fucked it up. Yeah. Okay. You want to start with 2D?
Sure. I mean, I think the Rags and Free, my co-host on EFAB, will want to see it anyway. So.
Okay. Yeah. Let's start 2D. 2 episodes a week.
2 episodes a week. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. That's fun. Actually, I haven't seen that in a very long time. So. Yeah. Back to 66%. 500 votes.
it's their duty to make sure it stays at 66.
They're just literally teetering it now. 66. Yeah, I know. Cool. Okay, sweet. Yeah. It's fun. Is this you? Yeah, it's you.
I listened to all of Timothy Zahn's, I guess, Thrawn trilogy. Personally, like the new ones a bit better. I hate. All right. I hate how Thrawn died in the OG and the real dumb clone stuff. How are the Timothy Zahn trilogy? Is it solid? Because I know that comes highly recommended, but I'm assuming there's some stuff maybe in there that's not great. Or
it's good. It's some of it's really slow, some of it's really dry, and then it really picks up, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, I remember now why I'm excited about this, and then it gets really slow and but it's good. You know, it's kind of a classic. You just kind of have to get through it. I'm going through the audiobooks once again, and you know, there's some parts where I'm just like, I just don't want to listen to this with the Wookiee stuff, like I mentioned last week. But besides that, yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Lots of kind of where you wish the story would have gone, but you know, with a primary focus on Luke, Leia, Han Solo, and other you know, new antagonists in there. So
yeah,
but, oh well.
Wait, is this me or you?
I can't remember. It's
I think I just did the throne one, right?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Now that the EA deal is up, the next Star Wars game should be open world and done by the team that did Red Dead 2. Oh, dude, Rockstar? That'd be awesome. Tons of detailed story lore.
Could you fucking imagine an announcement like that? Rockstar doing next Star Wars game?
I can't imagine it. I think Star Wars is too PG for them.
MauLer, do you feel like One Punch Man was written as if it was just going for the worst possible superhero story and it basically satirization of modern narratives? I mean, I love One Punch Man, and I feel like the whole idea when making it was let's do a story that shouldn't work and see if we can make it work. Which is that a character that is so unbelievably powerful, he just can't be beaten, and there's no chance. Like we're talking so powerful that a flick of the finger can just kill any enemy. And it's like, okay, so how do you make that interesting? And I think they did a fucking brilliant job.
I really want to watch One Punch Man. Where are you watching it? Crunchyroll?
I think. Well, so I've only seen season 1 because I've been partially put off season 2 by a lot of people telling me it's nowhere near as good as season 1, and I love season 1 as a almost complete story.
Yeah.
So I'm not following it, in real time. I just rewatched the first season because I fucking love it. But yeah, easy recommendation for that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to watch it. Thanks, Sonny. That was a big super chat. Appreciate it. Darth Chewy says, Theory, you looking for an editor or for thumbnails for any of your channels, willing to do free work, trying to grow my portfolio? Thanks, man. I'm not looking for anybody right now, but yeah, if you want to show me some of your work, feel free to tag me on Instagram, and if I like it, we can go from there.
Rank the Lord of the Rings movies. Oh, shit. You should go first on this. I'd be curious what you think.
Oh, my gosh. It's been a minute since I've seen Lord of the Rings. I'm going to say probably Twin Tower, or Two Towers. Yeah, maybe Return of the King and then Fellowship.
Oh, damn. We are flipped. My favorite is Fellowship, then probably Return of the King, then Two Towers.
Well, I have to watch them again and really properly rate it.
Yeah, for anyone who needs like an in-depth reason, 8-hour video coming out Wednesday, so you'll be able to see my reasoning for that. But like, yeah, Fellowship, I absolutely adore. I think that film is so fucking wonderful.
8 hour. It's crazy.
Yes. You were shocked last week as you are this week with that. It's funny because over on my channel, people are like, why is he shocked about talking about a trilogy of movies that are incredible for 8 hours? Why would that be a surprise? Like, well,
how long did it take you to write that script?
No. Okay, so it's funny. I'm saying this as if I haven't done this in the past, which I absolutely have. It's not a scripted video. It is 3 people. Well, not 3, it's 7, I think. People watching the film, commentating, and then that's cut up, and the visuals are thrown in for all 3 of them.
Oh, dude. Okay, dope.
But to be fair, I have made video. Like my TFA series is past like 12 hours, I think. So then that is all scripted. So
yeah, well. Yeah, that would take forever. But no, if it's like that, that'd be sick. I mean, you and I can do stuff like that if we want to do something on Movie Bros.
Yeah,
you already have 50 million channels. When's your next podcast? Tomorrow?
Yes, actually, yes. And the day after that will be at EFAB. Day after that will be Open Bar. Day after that will be Friday Night Tights. Day after that will be EFAB again. Day after that will be Catch Up for Open Bar. Day after that will be Star Grift.
Grift Wars.
Grift Wars.
Oh, jeez. Am I the only one? Is this me? Whatever.
I don't know. Is it me?
Who cares? Am I the only one who likes whoever reads? Am I the only one who likes the OP Ray concept? Make her scared of her power because she accidentally killed people she loved, and that's her nerf. You can even make that her arc temptation to go bad. The OP Ray concept.
I mean, there's this story to tell with what do you do with a person who has immense power, like, and how do they control it, and what do they feel like there's particular things they should be doing, like, responsible for. As far as I'm aware, that's what Ryan was trying to go for with Luke. It's like a man with this much power. What does he do with himself? He recuses himself from the universe because he doesn't want to bubble, and he's just like, But then, yeah, like if we had control over Rey, that is one avenue you can take her where her power is so great. I mean, Rise of Skywalker tries to play at it in like a clown way where she does the lightning,
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I don't know.
Chewie.
Did you laugh? I laughed at the cinema when that happened. I was,
Dude, in my head, I was just like,
funny as fuck.
okay, Chewie's dead.
I was like, she blew up Chewie. That's so funny.
Fucking blew him up, dude. Blew his ass up.
MauLer, are you going to do a critique series on the rise of Skywalker? And in theory, how many episodes will Vader be? So as for me, that's a big maybe, because by the time I finish TFA, I wouldn't mind going to Rise of Skywalker, but I think by then the Rey movie will be out, and I imagine people might want coverage of that instead. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, how many episodes will Vader be? 3 episodes in total. So we've got 1 out already. You got 2 cinematics, so you have 2 more episodes remaining.
Ooh.
And once the second episode is out, the third one will be out much faster. You're going to have to wait another, 5 years. So, probably at most a couple of years.
Will we still be grifting the stars in 5 years? Who knows?
Yeah, if we both like it, yeah, why not?
I'm only kidding. Don't worry, I'm not locking you into anything.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm down. I mean, I'm probably going to be here for a while. To be honest with you, my plan is to continue to make Star Wars videos whenever I feel like, but my Theories Tales channel, I'm really vibing with that. I'm really enjoying that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really going to take off. It's already doing quite well, and
yeah.
The interesting part about that channel is that it's not attached to any sort of popular IP, so it's not really getting any leverage from something that's already extremely popular and has a fan base. So it's kind of a shot in the dark a little bit for me compared to what I'm used to for the most part, but it's doing quite well.
Well, I mean, pursue your passions, right? That's the important part.
I really like storytelling. I really like writing stories, making stories, and just making shit up, and not being confined to anything. And that's what I love about YouTube, but also even more so when it comes to making content, still, confined within the Star Wars universe and the rules. But when it comes to writing my own stories, I can do whatever I want. So from there, I'd like to release my own books and publish some of those stories, and with a hardcover or soft cover or something, and then I think it'd
be fun.
Yeah, why not? Write
Why
my own books,
not?
just travel the world, write stories, be cool. So that's where and then turn those into animations and turn them into movies and turn them into books. That's what I want to do. But yeah, I mean, obviously, but this podcast that we have going, it can also morph into literally a discussion about everything, which it kind of already sort of is. We're talking about Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings.
It's already a media podcast.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, literally a media podcast. So it's not beholden to just Star Wars. So hope you guys are cool with that, chat. But yeah, takes a life of its own. Are you going to do a critique? Oh, yeah, right. This. You two could give advice to new creators. What would it be? Do you recommend multiple uploads a day? Yeah, I do.
I mean, I'm going to go a little more fundamental. I'll just be like, fundamentally, make sure you stick to the stuff you really, really care about, and make sure you're being completely honest, right? A lot of people chase trends. They're like, I got to talk about this thing, even though I don't care about it. I don't know anything about it, but I know it's the thing I got to talk about. Fans can see right through it eventually, and it'll damage and hollow out. I mean, you could call that grifting, I guess.
Wait, what? I still know. I'm going to Google this while you talk. Go ahead. I don't know what grifting is.
Yeah. So, if you just, you're like, I got to talk about everything to do with everything that relates to this thing that I'm actually interested in, to the point where you don't care, it'll be awkward and it can sort of mess things up. So just stick to what you care about. The thing for me is upload as much as you make, as opposed to sticking to a particular schedule, which is not necessarily good advice for success. It's just I'm much more invested in you being the creative that you want to be, to keep you creating stuff, as opposed to, because a lot of YouTubers get killed by the grind that they attempt to become a part of. And avoid. I'm always asked how to avoid burnout, and a lot of it is you really have to stick to the things you really care about. I don't know about you, Theory, but there are projects I've done where I'm very passionate, and then it's taking me so long that eventually it starts to wane, and then something else I'm super passionate comes up, and I'm like, oh fuck! I wish I could almost transfer the motivation for that thing back into the thing I'm not quite done yet with, but it happens.
Yeah, for me, built a whole bunch of pretty successful channels at this point, and I've just applied the same sort of formula, and that's just to literally, as MauLer said, focus on content that you like. So when it comes to Star Wars, I reached about 1 million subscribers, and I became the biggest Star Wars YouTuber in the world within about a year, and surpassed everyone else who was already having a channel for 4 or 5 years plus, simply on the premise of doing something out of the box, right? Like I was the first channel that I knew of that added music to my videos, and I selected very carefully what the music was. I did really out of the box fan fictions, some that were really violent and vicious and weird, some things that people would maybe find to be too out there. I did that. I did the voices for comics. I brought them to life instead of just kind of explaining what was happening. I sort of acted them out shittily, and that's something that kind of set me apart. But at the end of the day, it was really just about me focusing on the particular comics that I wanted to cover, the particular fan fictions and the characters that I wanted to cover, the lore of certain characters I wanted to cover. And that's what kept me really passionate going forwards, instead of just focusing on what was topical or trending. And to this day, I still keep up with that motto. It's like, I really enjoy covering the behind the scenes books. Sometimes they don't even crack 30,000 views, but I enjoy making them. I enjoy covering them. They may make me excited. They make me happy. And I think if you have a happy content creator, then, the content itself is going to be, there's always going to be a target market for that. There's always going to be an audience for that that's really going to enjoy that level of energy you bring. And that grows and it snowballs. It's like a little snowball that starts and you roll it and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the end of it, you have a very big fan base.
Keep in mind why you started then as well. Whenever, same for, I imagine, me in theory, that the reason we've had so much coverage of Star Wars is because we fucking love it. It's like, at least, at its best.
Yeah.
And keep that in mind. When you go down the road of constantly covering things you're hating, try and make sure you keep an eye on your passions for why you're so invested in more of a positive sense. You don't want to become like a machine that just turns shit into entertainment. But to an extent, that's still admirable, I think. It's something people need a lot for how things are going. Just make sure you yourself stay whole, for lack of a better word.
Right. Yeah. And I so many people always, they see the success that YouTube brings and they want that, but they don't see the actual grueling years of every single day and every single night of the time that's put into it. And, the content creation, the editing, the software, the programs, the machines that you have to buy and continuously keep up to date, the level of shit that you have to take online and still move forwards and not even, pay no mind to it. It just bounces off. And there's a level of fortitude that comes with all of that content creation. So for me, I literally just worked every single day for, I'd say, the first 2 years I worked relentlessly. I did not really stop. I didn't really have breaks or anything like that. And then after that, I kind of chilled out and found my rhythm a little bit. But the first 2 years, I did sometimes 3 uploads a day, sometimes 4 uploads a day. And I edited everything myself. And it's really just a love of your craft. You have to work really hard for it. So if you want it bad enough, then you'll get it. That's really all that
I will say,
I have to say about it.
One of the few careers, one of the few sectors of careers, I would say that nobody preps you for thousands of people wanting you gone. It's a very unique experience, and you're just like, Jesus, and nobody prepares you for that. That's something you just get with a job if certain things happen in certain ways. And the same value, a lot of people don't prepare you for the fact that thousands of people will love what you do, which is another crazy feeling with the job that you have. So, I think, I don't even know if there is now. There probably is university courses for becoming a YouTuber, but there would need to be a section on when you get 1,000 death threats, don't panic. That's just people being assholes. It's not real.
Well, it's funny because I laugh at those now because it's such a thing that after almost 8 years, everything's been said to me, everything's been tried towards me, everything. It's another day in the books.
For me, because I come from the good old, and I imagine you might be similar, but everyone references it, the Halo 3 Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, they were filled with the worst possible shit one could say to each other, because that's kind of the competition. That's what it was back then. So moving from that to the internet, having someone say, I wish you were dead, they'd be like, oh, come on, you can't come up with any funnier than that. That's it. That's all you got. All right. But then other people who never experienced the worst of the worst get genuinely terrified by stuff like that. It's like, oh, no. They're trying to rile you up. They just want you to be afraid.
Oh, forget that, man. I see some new content creators I'm friends with, and they get bent out of shape over someone being like, your content's shit. I'm like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it at all. The more and more popular you get, the more people want you to die. More people want you to go down in flames. Because people don't like to see you do better than them. They don't want to see you. At the end of the day, it all stems from their insecurities of wanting what you have. Otherwise, if you didn't get under their skin, they wouldn't give a shit. Who cares? I'd literally look at someone and be like, oh, he's miserable. Why am I going to try and put him down? What?
There was
No, it's envy.
I think it was Cosmonaut Variety. I was shared a tweet of someone being like, I fucking wish you would like get like booed from this platform. And then he responded to them being like, you know, holy shit, wow, like why are you even spending time here like doing it? And then they responded being like, when's the next video out, by the way?
Like I know, dude. I know, it's weird. It's really weird being a content creator, but I love it. You know, you on one hand you get people being like, I'm gonna kill your whole family, and then the other side being like, you know, writing you handwritten letters, pouring their heart out, and being like how much you saved their life or changed their life or whatever it might be. And you just gotta keep focused.
Yeah.
Keep focused on what you want to do, and let the noise drown out. Who cares? People are always gonna talk shit. Doesn't matter. Let them talk shit. Don't give a shit. I'm here. I'm showing up every day. Maybe Elon will buy Star Wars.
It would be better, right? It can't be worse than it currently is, right?
No, it can't be worse. No.
Call it X Wars.
He'd probably call us up, man. He'd probably be like, hey, you guys want to talk about Star Wars? You're like, yeah, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
How do you balance people doing weird shit randomly in real life with barely any reason behind it?
To critiquing character motivations in film.
Huh?
I'm not sure what they mean. How do you balance people doing weird shit? Oh, are they saying like when you're judging character consistency, how does that compare to people in real life who do randomly crazy shit? The thing about real life versus fiction is that we're supposed to be given all the information we need to understand why characters take action. In real life, you know, if you come across some random guy on the street and he starts like running around naked and, you know, peeing everywhere, you'd be like, well, there's probably a lot that explains why he's doing that I don't know about.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably a whole life he's lived. When, you know, that's the point of fiction, is we're supposed to understand all the elements for why we're seeing what we see.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's, you know, when you're watching a movie or some source of media, you're just like, there needs to be like some backstory. So like, okay, like why is this character like this? So you're looking at it from a different point of view. Whereas
it's what makes it an account of events.
This guy's just a fucking crackhead. Like, who cares?
Because if like Star Wars was just, you know, a series of 1-minute clips of random people in all over the universe doing random shit, it wouldn't be a story at that point. That's just stuff.
No, it would just be like you have a webcam somewhere on like, different locations. Like, who cares? The point of a movie is to have, you know, A to Z, and then what happens in this gap between A and Z, you know, and there has to be a whole bunch of development and tumultuation, or if that's a word.
Yeah, it's like why didn't they make just Revenge of the Sith? Why do they have those other two? It's like, well, so that we understand better why everything happens in Revenge of the Sith. You know, it's straightforward.
Why do we have the Clone Wars? Why do we have this and that? It enhances the story, enriches the story. Y'all gonna get the vid disinfo tag because MauLer said vaccines don't matter, they don't heal the. When did he say this?
No, wait, what? They're talking about what I was talking about. Fucking what was the Last of Us? I wasn't talking about real life.
Fuck.
Because everyone was dead in the Last of Us universe. There's like a couple pockets of humans left. I didn't mean like fucking real life vaccine.
You're so right too. We're fucked.
Probably will get hit for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. You guys should watch Backstroke of the West on YouTube. It's a Revenge of the Sith parody. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I've been recommended that a couple of times. As far as I'm aware, it's like a badly translated set of subtitles that are made into like audio, and they're hilarious. So yeah, I think we should check that out or something. It'd be funny.
You read the next one. I'm going to bring it up right now.
Be honest, there's no fixing the Disney stuff. I mean, like I said, first thing I would do is decanonize rather than fix. But I mean, even if we were forced to, I still think we could bring it back. I think there's no amount you can destroy a franchise that you can't bring it back from, because you can always retcon. That's the power you always have.
11 million views.
It's like a movie, right? It's Revenge of the Sith.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I've people have been recommending this since we started up EFAB.
What is this?
As far as I'm aware, it's Revenge of the Sith, but then the language has been poorly translated, and then that language has been read out. Like, so it, you know what I mean? Like, it completely changes the movie.
Wait.
Well, wait, go to like a dialogue scene.
The airship of the General in place ahead.
Yeah, see?
Wait, what? Hold on.
You have and did not notice he wanted to block it. Wait, don't show me this. I want to get like all of it recorded
hold
for
on.
like a thing.
I gotta fast forward to this. Here, hold on.
You make out quite good.
This is what I mean. You gotta
Look at
fucking
all
wait.
the-
I don't want to see
Very
it yet. I want to save it for like a fucking.
Just mute it. Just fucking mute it. Yeah, I want to.
No,
see
no, no.
this
I
right
mean,
now.
like, wait. We could do it at some point. We should
We
do
could,
like
but
a.
we
We should do like a full coverage thing of it.
I want to watch it in a few minutes, man. Fuck. I want to see this.
Too, but he is not just a prisoner. I should not kill him. This not agree with.
This very nature. He hewed away your hand. You also kill, certainly. He revenge. The business of the vengeance is very familiar.
It works better when
Remember
you know the
two
original.
have ever
though.
told me your mothers? Still, there are those pathetic people. We must leave here now, otherwise they all worry.
So I don't get it. Where's this dubbed from?
I'm not sure. Is it in the description, maybe?
Seeing how recent media coverage has been giving this
Yeah, there
video
you
a big boot. Okay. Backshores
Chinese
of
to
the
English
West.
translated subtitles. Bootleg.
Oh my god, is this fucking Chinese to English?
How have you never heard of this? I've heard of
Dude,
it like
I've
a
never
million
heard of
times.
this shit. This is
But
hilarious.
this should be. We should do a EFAP recording with you for this.
Yeah.
'Cause we can
Fuck.
sort out the copyright then as well. That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious. I always wondered how Obi-Wan didn't get his pelvis just absolutely demolished.
It's weird when Dooku drops that on him because you're like, wait, what did that just do? It's like, he's just kind of out of the fight. You're like, okay.
It's like I'm pretty sure that would literally cripple him.
He's fine.
Gold.
What the fuck? How do they get that from leave him or we'll never make it?
Gold.
He big and nothing important and good elephant.
Do not take care of him, otherwise, and too late.
We can't throw down him.
His fate will be the same as ours. We can't throw down him. Fuck. I want to keep going through this. Fuck, whatever. It's too good. That's amazing. I didn't know that existed. We should do one for all of them.
I don't know if they exist for the others, but they should.
We should make them.
Oh,
We should make them ourselves. Imagine just sitting there recording the whole movie up from the lines. That'd be great.
yeah, it'd be
But
funny.
there's no fiction. There's no. Ray's outfit. Who the hell saves the galaxy in freaking capris? Why the daily arm wraps from waist? Yeah, that was weird. I feel like they
I
could have
don't
done
know.
something with that, Like she had.
They did. They
inscriptions or
made it.
something.
She had beige coloring, and then dark coloring, and then light coloring in the 3 movies. Because that's how you do Star Wars. You make the character change colors based on whether or not they're light side or dark side. That's Star Wars. That's what you do.
Got it. Okay.
MauLer, I would have just not made the Disney films to begin with. Everything else is fan fiction, baby. Yeah, like I said, my first move would be decanonize. Well, first move would be go fucking back in time and stop the deal. But like,
Yeah.
there's some things we just can't do.
Just show up. No, stop. Oh,
George,
who are
seriously.
you? George, it's not going to turn out the way you
George,
think.
everything
Damn it.
dies. Everything blows up. You can't do it.
Bob is like, what are you talking about? We're taking his treatments. We just bought them. No, shut up, bitch. You're going to throw those in the trash. Oh, how could you say such a thing? George, we're going to use these. Yeah,
George,
wipe
we
your
love
ass with
you.
it. How would a conversation with all the strongest Sith throughout the history go if they sat down together and discussed all their accomplishments and failures? They'd probably make fun of each other and kill each other.
They probably kill each other, yeah.
They'd probably have a fight. Hold on.
Do you guys know why Star Wars is gay? Because Disney can't keep anything in it straight.
I still want Tales of the Sith. Me too.
Could you guys also talk about an episode of Andor maybe once a month? It'd be interesting to hear you back and forth. Also, TCW, you should do an ARCs.
But you know
All right,
what's
well,
gonna
we can't do everything, okay?
You know
We
what's going to
gotta-
be hilarious is when Andor 2 comes out and we have these every week.
yeah. How about for that?
And then I'm fucking
still gonna be
trending
ages.
again for, I don't know, like
Bricks.
paper cups or something. I don't know. There's some new shit that's going to come out. Yeah. God damn it. Yeah, let's just finish the Clone Wars first, and then we'll
that's good for me.
we'll move on to it.
Probably best to watch Box, maybe.
Do you all
I think
think
it would be cool to get a Vader horror slasher movie. I personally need more spooky boogeyman Vader. A movie with Vader hunting down Jedi, like it can work. It definitely work.
Yeah, it works, but I don't necessarily need it to be super rated R slasher, but I would be down for it, for sure.
Yeah.
MauLer, I tried that flick heart thing you mentioned yesterday, and it broke my brain. I've never had to consider if I enjoyed Jumanji or Mean Girls more.
So Flickchart is a website that presents you a series of questions for movies. So it'll be like, what's better, Star Wars or Indiana Jones? And then if say you pick Star Wars, it says, okay, what's better, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings? So you pick Star Wars. It's like, all right, fine, Star Wars. You know, and it'll randomly present you just questions, and then it starts to create your own ranking system. So it'll give you like what you think are the best and worst movies based on all your choices and stuff. And then just keep giving you questions and you keep choosing. It's like a game, but eventually you get to see your own rank. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, cool. Sounds
but
sick.
you do get questions that are fucking impossible to answer, like what's better, Unforgiven or Aliens? It's like I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer that question.
It's like those old TikToks where you do like the head thing.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Hey, Theory and MauLer, Christmas has come early now that you're collabing. We will watch your career with great interest. Oh, thank you. Do I not have that one? Oh, man.
Surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
I could have sworn I did.
Oh, well.
Damn.
There's a lot of prequel memes, you know.
Yeah, there's a ton.
I've been looking forward to this.
Well, I can do.
So, don't watch Clone Wars chronologically. Look up a guide on Google. I regret not doing that until halfway through the series. I noticed characters that I saw dead or imprisoned were alive and out. Great chats. Yeah, see, this is what I remember being told by somebody, that chronologically is not, like, that's not the way that you should watch the show, at least not in terms of how it was released. You need to see it. Like, there's past and few, I don't know, it got gobbled on release or something? I'm not sure. At least some of the earlier scenes, maybe not like season 6 and 7 or whatever.
I don't know. I don't remember anything being weird or out of place. Find an episode or a guide. Oh, man.
Yeah, see?
You guys are really into that, eh? Throwback to when MauLer was a skull.
Well,
what?
The avatar, as you see it now, is a bit more highly rendered. Like my earlier versions of the avatar were like, it looked like a skull with 2 wheels on the side instead of filters on the gas mask, which I was fine with. That's the icon for the MauLer channel, the second channel, the little skull on
That's
wheels.
hilarious. That's awesome. Should have kept it that.
Yeah.
You should make a t-shirt with it. Do you sell merch?
I gave it a shot at some point, and I need to get back to it. But I spent all my days just working, so instead of like setting up stuff like that, you're probably the better businessman than I am. Let's put it that
Takes
way.
like 10 minutes. Just you put it up on.
I know,
Teespring
that's
and
why
just
I'm like retarded.
Put a
with all
link
this
and
stuff.
that's it.
People keep asking us like, "Are you going to make audio versions of the EFAP podcast we ran now for nearly 6 years?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it at some point."
Yo, you should put those on Spotify. That would be
exactly.
amazing. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah,
I think there are. You can find like the first half of the full set of episodes on there because someone did it eventually.
Here, go sink almost 7 figures into a fan film, and you'll become a businessman yourself.
No, I know. That's the thing. If
it forces
if I were trying to create a project like you are, I probably would be much more invested in making merch and stuff. But like I said, I'm just trying to make videos and talk about media. That's my main thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to read this or me?
You can go for it.
This has been, by far, one of my favorite new podcasts. It's infused with more humor instead of negativity when discussing rough Star Wars moments. Your personalities are a healthy contradiction. Congrats, gents. That's nice.
Thank you.
Nice
Yeah,
to
I
hear,
gotta say, I feel really comfortable. This is like our 3rd one together.
It is a chill podcast, I'll say.
It is.
At least,
yeah.
That's what I found.
Yeah. Feels really good. Was your new Theory Saber a beta or final? No, that was a one-off. That was a final. We'll never do that design again. So it was more of like a unique piece compared to something like super illustrious, magnificent, like dual worthy. It was more just like a very like unique looking thing. sharp looking thing. But the story behind it was that there's a survivor who ended up crashing on an ice planet, and he had to construct it this way. That's why it looks like that. So it looks like it's out of place. Where he had to construct this back piece to it so he could slam it into glaciers and climb. But, yeah. Hail Theory and MauLer. How about something like a book club with Ryan Kinnell once a month? They can't get enough of us, eh?
Everyone wants to cover everything from Star Wars. Like, well,
know,
yeah, maybe
a book club. Yeah, it'd be fun.
More, have you ever played the Battlefront VR game? No. I've played very little VR, but I've got a couple of friends who swear VR is fun as fuck, so I wouldn't mind trying it at some point.
It's very fun. Kevin Conroy's last performance is in Justice League.
Are you talking about the Suicide Squad news? Yeah, that's because that Batman is voiced by Kevin Conroy in that game.
Oh.
So the fact that he's getting executed by that's another reason I think fans are really pissed off.
Dude,
I'll see how that goes. Revenge of the Sith novelization, my personal favorite EU book. It makes a lot of references to CWMMP, pre-TCW era Clone Wars, so I count it as an EU book. Recommend. Alrighty then.
Revenge of the Sith novelization, my personal EU book. Yeah. It does. The Revenge of the Sith novelization, yeah, I got to interview Matthew Stover, and he was quite smart, quite insightful. And there was a lot in that book that really explains a shit ton that the film does not. And there's a lot that's different in there, too. For example, Anakin coming into the room when he lands at Palpatine's office to see Mace fighting Palpatine. He literally has to walk over the bodies. He's like the head of Kit Fisto, as well as when they went to arrest Palpatine. It was really interesting in the book because Palpatine is literally being like, "Oh no, please don't kill me," and then he looks at them and winks, and he has a audio recording going, and he has no video recording, so it's all audio recording. He's literally like killing the Jedi mercilessly, and he's like, "Please don't hurt me, I'm afraid for my life," and goes and just slices them up. Like, it just shows how absolutely insane he is.
What story does he sell at that point? Who's the one that's killing all of them?
What do you mean?
Like, if he's recording the audio, what does he say, like, is killing them in that room?
I think he says that Anakin comes in and saves him.
Okay.
Can't remember. But yeah, when he's at the Senate, he's like, they left me scarred and deformed. He's talking about how Anakin gave his life.
My resolve has never been stronger.
Yeah, he literally talks about how Anakin saved him and then died or something.
The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
Yeah, it was cool. Explained a bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm. You guys ever seen Charlie Hopkinson's deep fake reactions? Oh, yeah, I've seen these, yeah. Just drop it on the holiday special. Love his stuff. He does a great Tolkien verse, too. Yeah. I saw some of his Gandalf ones. They were funny.
He's a talented guy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to whoever shouted me out. Theory, I would love to send you a helmet. Oh, of your choice, bro, and I'll make it for you. Much love from the UK. Oh, dude, that'd be amazing. I will hit you up on Instagram right now.
Sweet.
Thank you for that.
It's a bit of a commitment to get the payoffs, but Naruto Shippuden cashes in expertly on its setups, even in regards to resurrecting characters, which is tough to pull off. Not many IPs can do it, bringing back characters that are dead or die, like they have meaningful deaths, and then also having them come back. It's a tough one. That's what Force Ghosts, I'm assuming, were created to solve as a problem. They're like, we need to have Obi-Wan back. Don't want to lose him completely. And so, yeah, you got to be careful balance, because the second you go too far, it makes death meaningless, which you don't want to do.
Holy shit, dude! His work is actually really amazing.
Oh.
The hell? That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Check out his Rex helmet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Nice, man. Yeah, I'd love to get something from you, and maybe we can do some work together and sell some helmets. Custom helmets. That'd be cool. Oh, wow. Damn. It's nice.
Gorgeous. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Naruto, by the way.
Me neither.
Just saying. Okay.
Hey guys, love to see you streaming together. What do you think about the idea of introducing a Darksider, maybe even Old Republic Sith, who's not completely evil and maybe not even the antagonist? Yeah, I would love that.
Like a Sith who's just,
He's
sort
just
of doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's just like a badass, but he doesn't really take... So Balin, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See where that goes.
Yep.
CWMMP era Clone Wars is the Clone War of the films. All right.
2D, you could break into seasons there on an hour.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, we'll have other things to talk about in the week. We don't want to make it like only Clone Wars.
Only that. No, it's just something to add in addition. But
yeah.
Every week we'll have a new episode to review for you guys, and then we'll hop on to actual Clone Wars, the Clone Wars. I've started Clone Wars. I'm up to Season 3. It's my favorite Star Wars. Yeah, Season 3 is when it starts to get real good. What's up, Roland?
I love you guys. We need to alternate episodes reading chats and something instead of this every other chat thing. Well, it's quite confusing. But like at least to figuring out who's reading next, But
should I just go? Should I just speed
through it? Commit to either you or me. I'm fine with it.
Okay, you. Oh, I see. Commit to you or me. Okay, so I'll read.
Alrighty.
What is worse, the Hobbit trilogy or the sequel trilogy?
Sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
On the anime side, y'all would like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, manga of or anime of both. Crazy great storylines. I don't know who that is. Oh, Chainsaw Man. That's the dude with chainsaws for hands, right?
Yeah, I've seen references to him, but I don't know anything about the work itself.
Me neither. I'd love to see Miguel Sapochnik be a showrunner and director for an old Republic era TV show. Altered Carbon Season 1 by Miguel is legendary. I don't know this.
Season 1's pretty badass. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people I'd love to give a shot at doing stuff like this. I'm especially bored of the talent we've got currently working for Star Wars, essentially, with one exception.
Yo, what up, Jared? How you doing, man? I had to pull up what's going on, boys. I'm getting my personal sandwich this weekend from my local deli. I'll give you my sandwich recipe next week. I believe everyone should have their own personal sandwich. I believe that too. I think the world would be
it's important. That makes the foundation of civilization, I would say.
I would say so too. Look at Subway, Quiznos. They're extremely successful based on sandwiches. Your guys' thoughts on The Office US? Also, MauLer to continue on the side character becoming the main character convo. Andy.
Oh, they mean from The Office. Have you not seen The Office?
No. I haven't seen The Office.
It's kind of remarkable in the sense that they did the UK version, which was really solid and really popular, and then they make a US version, which season 1 was a bit wonky because it was like a copy, and then they started their own sort of thing, and then it branched out and became, I think, better kind of than the UK one. The US was best. It was fucking funny as hell. The last 2 seasons, I think, weren't so great though, and then it sort of stops. But that's kind of the cycle for a TV show like that. Yeah, easy recommend The Office US, especially fucking episodes that they're trying to get rid of now because they're too offensive and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that
Oh
make
god,
race and sex jokes that are really funny, but can't have that anymore.
What old Star Wars game would you guys like to see made into live action film and by Force Unleashed?
I'll go with a different, like Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Maybe fucking throw Mangold on it. I think, as much as I hated Dial of Destiny, I don't think it was Mangold's fault. I think it was Disney's.
Yeah, give me Force Unleashed 1 and 2, and you know what? Honestly, have Sam Witwer direct it, and star.
Sure, yeah.
I don't even know what his directing is like, if he can direct at all, but I think he's got vision, and I think he knows where the story has to go. Got my friend a Ned action figure for his B-Day. Cool.
Sweet.
Theory, I need to say something about the new short story, The Chosen One, which I loved, and I must say that it served as inspiration for a game I'm developing at some points. Cool. Awesome. Throw my name in the credits. And you guys kill it. It's my B-Day. Thanks for everything. Happy birthday, Andy Garcia.
Happy birthday.
Star Alien Apocalypse Now. Wars. Galaxy decimated. Technology gone. Artifacts slowly rediscovered. Eldritch Force horrors. Glaciers, jungles, hurricanes, hardship. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Sure. Let's do it.
Thank you, bookmark. That was a lot to read. Didn't understand all of it. Please discuss the claim that woke film is an effort. Oh, here we go. A 2-hour conversation. Woke film is an effort to degrade the social bonds between men, making a rebellion against a tyrannical regime impossible. So, yeah, I mean, I typically would talk about that in great detail. But, you know, YouTube is a little... I'm selective with what I say. So, with that, I'm going to say that, you know, I'll say this. You can take from it what you want, and MauLer, you say whatever you wish. I really miss the 80s and 90s action hero movies.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm against pretty much any era, any generation putting forward their ideas in such a fucking lame and pathetic way that it completely annihilates any interesting storytelling. And I think the storytelling should focus on human nature before focusing on, like, you know what? Like the new Doctor Who is like, you know what? Men need to learn something. They got a problem they need to sort out. And it's just like, oh, fucking hell. Why can you make it about people? It's much more interesting.
Yeah, fuck. Everything's a man's fault today. Hey, Theory, do you think Cal Kestis and Marin will have a child in Jedi Survivor 3 and Bode, Akuna's daughter, will be trained to be a Jedi with Seer's lightsaber? I think she could be trained to be a Jedi and a witch.
Ooh. A Dwitch.
A wet eye.
Whoa.
Have either of you watched Zengler's AI dubbed Star Wars? No, I have not.
Nope.
Don't know what that is. Ethan Hawke wants to be in Star Wars. Any ideas? No?
Not really.
I want to be in Star Wars. Where are my ideas?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just throw everyone in.
Fucking so special Ethan Hawke. What's up, Jason? How do you think Anakin would have turned out if Qui-Gon never found him? Oh, he actually explains this in the Legends book. Star Wars, Darth Vader, the Rise of Dark Lord, the Rise of Darth Vader. He's actually at the Jedi Temple, and Vader's thinking about it. He's like, what if Qui-Gon never found me? And he would go on to be a world champion pod racer, number one in the world. And he would never understand his connection to the Force or why he's the best, but it's because of the Force. So.
There you go.
MauLer, I just joined Flickchart, and it's asking me if Lion King or Alien is better. I don't know which one to choose.
That's a tough one. Lion King and Aliens. This is what I mean. Flickchart's cruel. It makes you
Lion King animated. I mean, yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked at it's not a skull with two wheels. It's a car. I see wheels in the back now.
Yeah, that's the icon for the MauLer channel. It is a car, but it's a skull on wheels. It's like what is it called? It's a wonderful rendition.
I can't see it.
Well, not in this image. On the thing.
Not in this one. The other one. Let me pull that one up. Fun fact: the Mace for Sidious scene was filmed twice. Originally, he used Anakin's saber, and you can see Anakin's hilt if you go frame by frame. Yeah, so originally he used Anakin's saber because Anakin was actually there, and he was supposed to give Palpatine his lightsaber to fight Mace with.
You know why I know that? Because of you.
My videos.
I watched one of your videos on it.
Oh, cool. How strong is Darth Bane, and will we ever see him in action? Probably not. He was very strong. Very, very strong. Very powerful. Look up the thought bomb. Yo, Star Wars Theory, you need to start working on lore videos for your writing. Also get on Coverfly and submit your writing in competitions too. Broby1 Kenobi. Coverfly and submit. Okay. No, I don't really want to do that. I'm enjoying making my vids. Just myself. But yeah, maybe. Thank you, man. Coverfly. Tales of the Jedi, Exar Kun. Yep. Well, we could get an ancient Tales of the Jedi. That'd be neat. Well, that marks it for the end of the super chats, and I know we're coming up to 2 hours here. 2 hour, 2.5. So what do you feel like doing?
We'll wrap it up. That's what I feel like doing.
Would you ever I'm like, he's starting to read it really fast, so I'm thinking... Would you ever consider playing Star Wars The Old Republic on stream, MauLer? It's so fun. Also, Clone Wars 2003 is only 2 hours.
Well, I mean, that's where we're starting, right? But yeah, as for Star Wars: The Old Republic, I'd like to play a lot of the Star Wars stuff. I mean, people really want me to play the Jedi. What are they? Survivor and Fallen Order.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing them just for the community aspect, right? Like just messing around with it and talking to people about Star Wars and stuff. Because I don't know how much I'll enjoy them myself as video games. I can be quite picky with video games in general, but I'll happily play. Like I fucking played Lord of the Rings Gollum. Do you know about that game? It's fucking. That was.
Yeah, I know that fucking game.
So yeah,
Fuck,
I'll play some video games on stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Oh, shit. Well, all right, Chad. We enjoyed hanging out with you. Thank you for the stream. Make sure to check out my new channel that I created called Theories Tales, which is all fan fictions and all just sort of, bringing it all to life.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Ghoulish-looking chosen one. You know, what kind of a chosen?
Anyways, if you enjoy that kind of stuff, feel free to check it out. Make sure you check out MauLer's channel. Well, he'll be uploading this podcast as well on MauLer, which is the second channel. So yeah, we love you guys. Welcome back to Mondays at 3 o'clock. You're good with this time?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right, cool. Sweet.
Beautiful.
So we will see you guys next Monday. Hope you all with a
Yes,
review for first 2 episodes of Clone Wars 2D. We love you guys. We hope you have a great day. Thanks for the super chats, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Bye-bye.
With Theory
and MauLer.
What's the situation?